Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello there, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, and with me this week is
BC.
And next to him is
BB.
Next to him is
Dylan.
And across from Dylan is
Jenn.
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
And halfway across the country is Sonny Pooni. How are you, buddy?
What's up, guys? I get it that I love it that Jen gets a high. Nobody else got a high. Well, what is that shit all about?
Yeah, you know.
Well, it's my birthday episode.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's
So,
why.
Yeah,
That's why.
that's why.
We don't give a shit to say hello to you.
Oh.
Hi, Sonny.
Hi.
There you go. You feel better now?
I guess he's not going to answer.
I guess he doesn't feel better
care. No.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I feel better. You happy now?
I am. I'm very happy. Hope everybody out there is doing good. And let's see how everyone else is doing. Dylan, how are you doing?
Better, for sure. Better since the last time I've been on, so doing well.
Good.
The playlist may or may not have helped with that, but we'll see going forward.
Ooh, I know. Tough. How are you, Mr. Whitesnake over there?
Yeah, we had a nice little weekend. Casey came home from school. I was telling the Wrights down the hill that she's going to Bali with her college for like a study abroad /
Spring
break type thing. So she'll be on a 17-hour flight to Bali tomorrow. So
That's
you know,
awesome.
17 hours.
Half the trip will be in the air.
Oh my God.
I hope she has fun.
Yeah, she's got it for like 10 days. So they're like in the air for 4 and on the ground for 5.5.
What's that near?
Sonny, you've been out that way before, right?
Bali's nice. Bali's really nice.
Cool. Anyway, Sonny, how are you? I'll ask you next, buddy. How are you? I was saving the hello for see how you're doing.
Oh, well, I'm wonderful because as of this taping, we are 2 more days of work, and in 3 days we're at Mork, and I cannot wait.
Awesome.
Amen.
You flip the W in work to the M for more.
There you go. BC, how are you?
Good.
Man, a few words right there.
Yeah, I guess.
You look a little disheveled today.
Nah, I guess I can.
Where's the wind?
I think
It's
it's
the
the
wind.
he's got the poly
Yeah.
walnuts wings going there.
I'm taking care of that tomorrow.
You get a haircut?
Getting
Red, blue, I don't know.
a fresh cut. He's gonna do the Stephen Michael blue.
Blue?
Yeah.
But it might be because he's been moonlighting. He was on our podcast last night.
No.
Oh, really? Oh.
Oh, see, that's what it is. That's
Oh.
We're busting,
Snap out of it.
busting some.
you got the growing up rock hangover.
Not that
You
bad.
son of a bitch.
They kept me up late.
Bastards.
It couldn't have been too late if Stephen was involved.
Oh, no.
They were done by this time yesterday.
Yeah.
That's right.
His Geritol kicks in at 7:30. Jen, how are you? I asked you before, but how
I'm good.
are you?
I'm good. I'm glad I asked what time we were meeting because I would have been sitting out there at 6 o'clock, hanging out by the river by myself. So
I've done that before.
With all your friends?
with all my friends, yeah. But other than that, yeah, things are fantastic. I hope you guys have a great time on the cruise.
Good. We're
I'm a
plenty
little
appreciate it.
jealous.
Staying away from the balconies.
There's still cabins available.
Yeah, no. Can't do it.
no.
Yeah, no.
It's a little soon to book the cruise. You could logistically pull it off. There's cabins available.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cabins available now.
If you can get there, yeah.
There's probably a really nice cabin available now.
There could be. You got a band?
They haven't canceled yet.
No, they haven't. They haven't.
Really?
Yeah. Since we're kind of talking about it, we're going to talk about it anyways. And when you guys hear this, we'll be on the cruise and off the cruise, and this is like be old news by then. But apparently, Tammy Downs, the singer for Faster Pussycat, and his girlfriend were having a heated argument, according to whatever out there. And she apparently somehow was launched off the ship, whether by falling or self-propelling, we don't know. But
Probably a big wave.
She does wear high heels.
That'll be a high wave. They're on like the 8th deck, I guess. But
When did this happen?
this happens Saturday night. Saturday
into
night
Sunday?
into
Oh,
Sunday.
I think it was Sunday night, like at 11. I
Oh,
think
was
they
it?
took off Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, the first.
Yeah, it was from the '80s cruise because our buddy Bill was on that is on that cruise, and it comes back this tomorrow or Friday. It comes back, and today we're recording. It's the 5th of March. So yeah, by the time you guys hear this, we'll be gone and back from work, and hopefully there'll be some more news for that. And we'll know by then if Faster Pussycat still played. But I was saying. To someone, not on this, but we did get to see Faster Pussycat once where Tammy didn't play at M3 the one time when he got sick, and they did.
I thought it was cool.
It was pretty cool. Like Chad Stewart, I mean, terrible comedian, but good drummer, and Ted Poley came out and did some stuff with them, and a couple different guys came out. I forget who came out, and they did the Faster Pussycat show with like stand-in guys. Sonny would have fucking loved it.
He's a big Faster guy.
He is. He Sonny, like he says he doesn't like them, but I know that I think I saw him on the other side from where we were. He just didn't want us to see him watching Faster Pussycat. So
Yeah, right. So,
all right, before we get into this, as you guys can see, we're going to talk about songs from when we turned 21 for Jen's birthday. Happy early birthday, Jen.
Thank you.
And
I'm 30, by the way.
30.
I was gonna say you look pretty good for 21.
Right.
So.
So
thank
these,
you.
but the math doesn't come out because then the songs would have only been
yeah.
like 9 years ago.
Shit. I can't even lie this
Damn,
episode.
you should have figured that math out before. Yeah. So when we do this, before we get into what we're listening to, just Sonny's going to run that part of the show. But like when you get called on for the first time, just say what your methodology of picking the songs was, and we'll go about it that way because I'm interested to see, besides trolling me, how some of these picks were made.
I think someone was trolling me.
are we doing an order today? Because I don't know the order.
Yeah, why don't you just lead the whole thing? Because you have the order.
All right.
Don't throw
I
it
don't
onto
care.
Sonny. Take some responsibility for yourself.
All right.
Wow.
You better check
So
yourself
there.
before you wreck yourself, boy.
That was a Tyra Banks reference, everybody.
Oh, thank
That was not me being.
Oh, it was? Oh.
Yeah.
Not Dylan being sarcastic.
Yeah, we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Take responsibility for yourself.
You never see that freak out on America's Next Top Model? Classic scene.
No.
Classic outburst.
You know, I saw that whole season. I
he
missed that
watches all
one
the season.
You miss one fucking episode and you miss a classic. All right. So what are we listening to? BC, what are you listening to, buddy?
Like I said, I'm still loving the new Dream Theater. I can't just keep listening to it. It's already the #1 album of the year. I already started my list.
Relax.
What else is going to come out between now and the end of the year that's going to beat it? Nothing.
Sabotage.
Literally anything.
No album.
Everything. Engelbert Humperdinck's greatest hits.
Pooni listens to it. Don't listen to it.
What's that called? Para what?
Pair of shit.
Parasomnia.
Parasomnia.
That was good, BB. Jen, how about you? What are you listening to?
So I end up going down a little 1998, which is the year I turned 21, rabbit hole.
98.
Yeah, 98.
Jesus.
98.
I was almost 30.
And because it was great. Finding
was
all
30.
These, finding all these songs because you have all these flashbacks and memories. So I was listening to some Offspring, Next, and Sean Mullins.
Everything is
Yes.
gonna be alright.
Rockabye.
God. Horrible. Sonny, how about you? What do you got going, my friend?
One hit wonder.
Yes.
Because we're going to be on Mork, Sister's Doll released a new album. It's called Scars. And normally those guys, they're in the kind of the Kiss circles, so people kind of know them for, being at Creatures Fest and helping Peter out. I think they've helped Bruce out. But they have their own original stuff. And normally they're a little punk for me. But this latest album is a little more on the hard rock side. So if you want to give Sister's Doll a try, the album's called Scars. Try Purgatory, Prisoner, and First Time, and you'll get an idea of who they are.
All right. Yeah, I've seen a couple things from them. Those guys from Creatures Fest. They're pretty good. I enjoyed it. I have to check out that album though. Absolutely. Dylan, how about you?
Well, I listened to Ghost's new song "Satan Eyes" today. It was okay. It wasn't like the best Ghost song, but there was some stuff that I liked a part of it. And then I was also in the mood for Kansas for some reason today. So I put on 2 for the Show, their live album, and just listened to that today while I was doing some stuff. So,
all right, cool. BB, how about you?
I went back to 2021 to Stormbreaker, their album "Strike the Match." These guys are one of those bands that when they pop up, one of the songs pops up in my floating library, I always go back to an album because these guys are great. A couple good ones on here: "The Voice Inside," "Don't Go." Just a great melodic hard rock band. They really bring it. I think they only have like one full album on Apple, and there's like a whole shit ton of like singles and EPs they have. But
maybe it's better on Spotify.
Doubt it. How about new? Yeah, for me, I've been kind of on Sonny's kind of track there, just kind of listening to some Monsters of Rock cruise bands. I was spinning some vinyl this week. I did a little bit of Tesla, Mechanical Resonance, some Rat Out of the Cellar, little Eclipse, couple things, a little Lynch Mob, little Slaughter, and and I listened to Slaughter of the Wildlife, and I put that on. I'm like, all right, and then I get like halfway through the album, I'm like, this is not good. Like it just takes a fucking nosedive for me. I'm
did you crank it up to the loudest volume so you can get the live Slaughter experience?
No, I didn't. I didn't want to knock your mother out of the bed upstairs for sure. And then, but that's what I got going. Some Monsters of Rock cruise bands. So that's what we got going here. Some Dream Theater, Parasomnia for BC. Some Monsters of Rock cruise bands for myself. Some 1998 Deep Dive for Jen with some Offspring and Sean Mullins, whoever that is. Sisters Doll, the new album Scars from Sonny, and from 2021 the band called Stormbreaker for BB. All right, so
and Dylan had Kansas and Ghost.
Dylan had Kansas and Ghost, and I did listen to that Ghost song too. I wasn't overly
it was okay.
Excited about it.
He did announce like a new Papa, then showcase that, so that was cool at least.
Yeah,
but
I didn't see the video. I just heard the song. So.
Yeah.
All right, so we were trying to think of something, Jen and I, for her birthday episode this year, and you still should be honored because you're the only one that gets a birthday episode besides us four sitting here.
I really am.
And so we're glad to have you. We got to throw you a bone once in a while. So we're doing the songs from the year when we turned 21, and the way we're doing the list is Dylan's going first today. So Dylan, give us your list, and then we'll just kind of go around and make fun of you. I mean, talk about your songs.
Yeah. So I turned 21 in 2015. I am currently 30 years old, going to be 31 in November. And the way I kind of went about picking these songs was a lot of these songs were songs that I really just remember playing constantly during that year, and songs that kind of stuck with me through the years as well. Some of them were songs that I kind of discovered later on, but then I found out they're from 2015, so I had to put them on the playlist. But it kind of my list kind of runs the gamut of a lot of my musical taste, because I probably am the one that branches out the most from hard rock and heavy metal on the podcast. So buckle up, everybody. It's going to be a fun ride. We're going to start out with a song that is out of format with The Weeknd from the Beauty Behind the Madness album, Can't Feel My Face. Of course, this song is about Cocaine Dad. I knew that's what you were going to ask about. I just love how catchy the song is. This was kind of the first song from The Weeknd that I really heard, because it was played on the radio all the time, and and he ended up getting really big with the Starboy album, and went on to continue to do awesome things. He did the Super Bowl halftime show one time, and this song has a great bass line to it, and it's just got that kind of like catchy danciness to it. And the music video is very fun too, because he's like performing on stage and nobody cares, and then somebody lights him on fire and everybody's kind of clapping and dancing. So
the song's gonna stop.
But it's a fun song. I love the background vocals of "I Can't Feel My Face When I'm With You." It's nice and catchy. My second song is a song we actually covered on the podcast before. BB and I did an episode on a couple of Foo Fighters albums, and this EP was part of that episode. From the Saint Cecilia EP, which was made in kind of recognition and honor of those that were lives that were lost in the Paris, terrorist attacks that happened then. The song "Save Your Breath," rockin' song from the Foos. I love how awesome the solos are in the song. The production is like a little like garage bandy, but I think that kind of adds to the punkiness of the song, and I just really love it. Also, it showcases Chris Shiflett, who I don't think gets enough love because he doesn't get to solo as often as I wish he would in Foo Fighters. The second song, this song was a song that would always get stuck in my head. It has what I like to call a circus riff from Muse's Drones album, the song Psycho. I just love like how catchy that riff is. It's one song that I actually learned how to play on bass and guitar because I enjoyed the song so much when it came out. You got the drill sergeant yelling at the guy in the middle of it, very Full Metal Jacket-esque. It's just a great Muse song. The album that it's from is not the best album, but I think that this was a really good single that came off of it. My fourth song is from an artist named Halsey that we actually did listen to once, I think because Jen picked a Halsey song for an episode, off of her Badlands album, the song Hold Me Down. And this song actually samples a Sun Lux song, but I like this a lot better. Halsey is just an artist that everybody kind of in my generation and the generation after really likes. She actually had an album that was produced by Trent Reznor, which is a fantastic album as well. But this album, Badlands, was kind of one that we would play in the car all the time, Christine and I. So it's a great song, and it's about an asshole that has tried to hold her down, and it's not gonna let her. And I think it's great. The next song, this was one that I wanted to hear everybody's opinions on, from the Mountain Goats' Beat the Champ album, The Legend of Chavo Guerrero, the famous wrestler. This is a fun, story song from kind of the folky band, the Mountain Goats, that I actually got kind of switched onto from the author John Green, because he had the Mountain Goats perform at one of his live shows that he had, and I've been a fan ever since. But this song kind of talks about Chavo Guerrero, name checks Eddie as well, but it's kind of a fun Chavo Guerrero coming off the top rope. It's just a fun little kind of ditty acoustic song. And then the next song that I picked was from Mumford & Sons' Wilder Mind album, The Wolf. Now this is a very interesting song for me because Mumford & Sons, when they first came out, were like a very folky band. They would have banjo, stand-up bass, acoustic guitar, and then when this album came out, they brought in electric instruments, and it was such a departure from what they had previously done. And the lead singer, actually, Dad, Marcus Mumford, is married to Carey Mulligan. So, fun fact.
Should I know who that is?
Yeah, she's a great actress. She was in The Great Gatsby. She was in Drive with Ryan Gosling. She's been in a lot of stuff, but she's fantastic. But The Wolf is a fun departure from what you normally get from Mumford & Sons, but I think it's a great rocker. I love Marcus Mumford's voice. I think it has such a good character to it. And then my last song is from the Wonder Years, the No Closer to Heaven album, the song Cardinals. So this album was a little bit of a departure from the Wonder Years as well, because they were very much about kind of leaving the neighborhood and, suburban living, because they were right from outside of Philly. And they were kind of that pop punk angst of stuff, and then they decided to kind of write an album kind of about dealing with grief and loss and stuff like that. And I just think that Dan Campbell's vocals on this are just very wrenching and heartfelt. And it's one of those, they're a band that are really fun to scream sing in the car when you're just driving down the highway. And I just think that this is a really great emotional song. I love how punchy the instrumental is on this song. That opening riff is really kind of beautiful. I really like this album, and the album cover is very cool as well. So that's my 7 songs from when I turned 21 in 2015. Jen, what'd you think of them?
So it's funny, I was playing the songs when Kayla was in the car. So Kayla graduated with Dylan. So when she turned 21, these were the same songs that were popular. And the first song that came on was The Weeknd. And she was bopping in my car because she loves The Weeknd. And I love this song too. It's a great song. By the way, your list was my favorite list.
Thank you.
So, not that I'm sure Steve, he's like, oh, that means nothing to Jen because Jen's songs suck, but whatever. So I really like Can't Feel My Face. I love The Weeknd. I think they have really great songs. Cardinals, The Wonder Years, I've never heard of them before, but I really like this song, and they reminded me, like their tone just reminded me of another band, but I couldn't put my finger on who it was. Hold Me Down, Halsey, I mean, she's awesome. She's just a great singer, and anything that she sings is great.
She's recovering from lupus currently, Dad, so you have to like the song.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Wow.
She had a real bad health scare recently.
Wow.
So can't say anything negative.
Doesn't make her music any better.
Don't hold her down. Psycho, Muse, I love it. I love Muse. I think they have a lot of great songs, and of course I love songs like Psycho. So that was
You
a
can
good one.
identify, can you?
I can identify. Save Your Breath, Foo Fighters. I love the Foo Fighters. I mean, we know because we went to see them in
Got to see them
concert.
live.
So that was a great pick. The Legend of Chavo Guerrera. I heard it first. I'm like, what in the world is this? And then when I was going to work, throughout the time we had the playlist, I kept listening. I'm like, this is kind of a really interesting song. So it grew on me, and I actually like it now. But the best song out of all of your picks is The Wolf. I never knew who sang this song, but I have loved this song forever. I never knew who sang it, so thank you, because now I know.
Glad to inform you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that you had the best picks, so
Thank you.
good job.
Appreciate it. You know what? I'm not saving you for last. Go ahead, Dad.
All right. I just want to say that
I love you, son.
well, that too. That goes without saying. But as Dylan's going over his list, he's like talking them to me, like he's trying to convince me that these are
You're on
good songs.
the defense list.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start with The Weeknd. Who's that? Who's that guy?
The Weeknd.
Yeah.
He's a performer.
Oh, I thought you said it was a guy that does something different now.
What?
I don't know.
Were you listening to?
I was. It's the I Can't Feel My Face one, right?
Yeah.
Cocaine.
He is very famous for the ladies and gentlemen, The Weeknd. That
And he was
I-
halftime show.
I am
and
going to quote
I was gonna say,
Sonny
don't
Pooni on this one. Complete shit.
Whoa,
Wow.
whoa,
All
whoa.
Next one.
Wow.
Here's what I don't understand. He says that he goes to music for fun. He goes to music to enjoy himself. And then like a catchy song like that comes on, and he's just
Complete shit.
I don't endorse cocaine, all right?
no. Okay, well we'll wait till we get to your song. So
right.
I'll find some stuff.
The Wonder Years, Cardinals. I don't like this one. Halsey, Hold Me Down. I don't even know what that was. Although I was able to get farther through this song than I was another song that's on this playlist. Muse, Psycho, excellent song.
Yeah.
I knew you liked that
I
one,
know we
Reese.
did that one. I've heard that before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've heard that before. And actually, because it has that Full Metal Jacket thing, but it's not.
It's not Arlie Erb.
It's not Arlie.
Yeah.
But the guy that's screaming sounds like.
Yeah.
Was it Matthew Modine?
Yeah, Matthew Modine.
It sounds like him from the movie, but it doesn't sound like Arlie Ermy or whatever his name is. Foo Fighters, I like that one. The production, you're right, it's a little garage bandit, and it's got that vocal thing on it, but it's a rocking song. I think it's cool. The Mountain Goats, The Legend of Che Guervo.
Chavo Guerrero.
Chavo Guerrero.
Chavo
He's
Guerrero.
going off the top
I
rope.
didn't even say it.
Well, because I didn't know what the last was because it cut off on the thing, so it just said Chavo GU. So I wrote the rest in.
Wait, you don't know Eddie Guerrero?
I do know
Viva
Eddie
La
Guerrero.
Raza?
I do. No bueno on that one. Mumford and Sons. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Fucking. I'm sorry, Dylan. I do love you, but it's just
Good job, buddy.
not
Glad he kept
good.
an open
Not
mind
good.
listening
Good
to
job.
him.
I
Jesus.
did. I listened to everything on this list several times.
had the best
They just
list.
don't vibe with me. They just do not vibe with me. That's all. But I thought the Muse, the Psycho one was really cool. The Foo Fighter ones was really cool. I'm sorry, Foo Fighters one was really cool.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters. Yeah.
Thanks for your input.
I just don't vibe. I didn't vibe with them.
It's okay.
Okay.
But that's all right. You like what you like, even if it sucks.
BB, did you like any of it?
What? No. The Weeknd, I Can't Feel My Face. I thought I would be the only one who knew this song because this was on Madden's football when me and Killian were playing Madden. And I would hear this song all the time. And I think I heard it so much, I started enjoying it. I'm like, holy fuck, this is the Madden song. I'm like, who the fuck's the Weeknd?
You just like the memory, not the song.
It's not bad.
You're brainwashing yourself.
It's not as bad as a lot of the other stuff. No. The Wonder Years with Cardinals. I think the emotional delivery and the vocals were good. It had that old alternative feel to it, so I understood where it was coming from. I understand the year. I didn't think that was bad either. Halsey with Hold Me Down. Having an 18-year-old listen to Rihanna and Olivia Rodrigo and SZA and Lizzo and all this other stuff. Another song that I don't have a problem actually listening to because I'm growing up with it now. So it's in that wheelhouse of what I'm listening to now.
SZA's great. I like SZA quite a bit.
Muse with Psycho. That was a great one. It's almost like poppier Marilyn Manson with a little sprinkle of Ice Nine Kills in there with the background movie clips in there. I like that one. Save Your Breath from the Foo Fighters. You already know my love for them. Love heavier Foo Fighters. The distorted, gruff vocals. Absolutely love this song. I just wish the solo was a little bit longer. That's the only thing that's wrong with that song. The Legend of Chavo Guerrero from the Mountain Goats. I never actually thought a song about a wrestler would be so funny. It goes nowhere, but it's just funny. It's like a talking bedtime story.
It is funny. I will give you that.
And how many times have we already said Chavo Guerrero going off the top rope?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Guerrero.
And then The Wolf from the Mumford & Sons. Musically and vocally, it was great. There's a little roller coaster in there, a little bit of build to the song. I never heard this one before either, but not like your dad. I have no complaints really.
Yeah.
I can't even pick on you, Dill.
Thank you.
But yeah, some good stuff there. Sorry, buddy. I gotta call us Ace and Ace.
Sonny, what did you think of my list?
All right, Dylan, let me start by saying I really do love you. So 2015, I'm 46 years old. The four kids were 21, 15, 13, and 12, and I had never heard any of these 7 songs. So my kids were not listening to this in 2015. So it was all new to me. So The Weeknd. I've heard a song or two by this dude. I was never impressed by him. So I didn't really dig any deeper. This song had kind of a Michael Jackson feel to it. So it was much better. I thought the chorus was great. Homie can obviously sing. I actually added this one to my Vegas playlist, and that's a hard playlist to make.
Wow.
Hard Knows the Wonder Years. Dude, this is that all pop rock, almost punk shit I hate. The vocal is too whiny. Sounds like somebody's yelling the whole time for no fucking reason. Like, I could not get into this song. Hold Me Down. This is exactly what is wrong with just generation's music. And I am 55 years old now, and this is just my take on it. The lady can sing, but the song did nothing for me. The ladies in the 80s that were singing these type of songs, they were fun. These are just, like, boring to me. So I didn't get anything out of the Halsey song. I can't believe you said Moose. Muse. Yeah, shit. So that fuzzy guitar tone started. I'm like, oh no. Then it took 45 seconds to get the vocal started. The verses weren't bad. The groove was cool. The music during the chorus was pretty good. I just didn't need all the weird talking in several places. And then again, we're just screaming for like no reason. Foo Fighters. Why is the song so fast? Like, it doesn't give you any chance for any kind of groove in the song. And then the vocal effect just enhances that screaming yelling he's doing. Foo is poo. That song is complete shit.
Oh my God! How many times have we heard that? Foo is poo.
The legend of Chavo Guerrero. Song's weird. He was like reading a book to music in the verses, which is a little weird. But the chorus was at least a little beboppy, so at least that song was a little bit fun. And then I don't understand why everybody thinks Mumford and Sons are so great. All I heard was Too Fast and All Kinds of Meh. So I didn't love your list, but The Weeknd made my Vegas playlist, if that helps.
No, that's an honor. So thank you for that. BC, why don't you bring it home, bud? You don't have to feel bad about not liking anything. I think this is the most I've gotten beaten up on an episode.
Hey, you did some perfect trolling today. Thank you.
But you know what? It's my birthday episode, and I said you had the best list.
Yeah, I tailored
Do
it
you
for
really
Jen.
care
So
about
Tailored
what
it for-
these
It
guys
is-
say anyway?
It is Jen's last
Yeah.
birthday episode.
First and last. Oh, I can't feel my face. The Weeknd. I kind of heard the song once or twice before, but musically, it doesn't catch me. I'm sorry. The Cardos, the Wonder.
Wonder Years, yep, like the show.
I was like, again, I need music to grab me so I can get into the rest of the song. It's Halsey, Hold Me Down. Oh.
It didn't grab you, huh?
It didn't hold you down,
No,
right?
no, I ran. But The Cycle, what was the first song they came out with that was very popular?
They
As soon as
did.
I heard the bass, I'm like, I know these guys.
Plug-in Baby is one.
It was
Madness.
Madness.
they were on
That's a popular
they were on one of the late night TV shows playing live. Whatever that song might have been. So I like this one. I mean, because I've heard these guys before, so I say something I know. Has musically, I love the sound of the bass. That caught me. So I really got this one. Foo Fighters. I'm usually a hits guy, but I don't mind that they come on. I can listen to them anytime. The Mountain Goats. I got a little nervous when I heard the band name on this, but it's kind of like lyrically funny, but musically it doesn't get me. And Mumford and Sons, The Wolf. I mean, again, I'm looking for something to grab me, to bring me in, and no, not you.
I'd rather Sanford and Son.
Every time this came on, that's the first thing I thought of. The black guy. Oh, come on, man. What is But anyways, I mean, I respect the list, but I mean,
Respect the list.
That was
Is that like
tactful.
respect the wind?
no, but I mean, by this time, I'm like an old man.
You are an old man.
Yeah. Show my age when it comes to music. But no, I mean, Muse and Foo Fighters, they're the two that I really, maybe because I've heard of them before.
Okay, let's move on to somebody else.
All right, all right, BC. Since you're talking, you're up. What do you got for us? BC's gonna reel me back in. I think on this one.
Oh, for my list, I don't know. I thought back to when I was 21 and very blurry years, and I had to go through a lot of albums. And oh yeah, I remember this. Okay, yeah, I was listening to this a lot. That's what I just look back to what I was listening to a lot of back in that day. But a band I found a few years before that, Tangier, their second album came out in '91. And I really liked the first album, and then the second album was a little bit more polished compared to the first one, but still Down the Line is a rockin' fast beat song that really represents these guys. My favorite album of all the Tesla albums, not counting their first one, of course, is Had Enough off of
Psychotic Supper.
Psycho Supper. But this album to me is Tesla, and I wish they would play more like that nowadays, but they don't. My next one from '91 would be Sabotage. Zach Stevens was in the band.
Oh, okay. That's why it's not that good.
Relax.
Okay.
With Jesus Saves. I guess I came in right before this on the Sabotage boat, but this is like a concept album. not bad, but I remember listening to this a lot because I was freshly into Sabotage back in those days. Skid Row, Living on a Chain Gang, off the Slave to the Grind album. To me, when this came out, this is Skid Row turning it up a notch from their debut album. Love this album. Another, I guess you would say, BC closet band or B-label band, or whatever you want to call them. You know, I get a lot of shit. But Warrior Soul, I always dug these guys. They're from like I guess a 4-piece band out of New York City. The song's called The Wasteland. It's very like street rock, a little touch of punk on it. But they still put out stuff to this very day, so I really like those. This next one, I remember I got out of high school, and then I was working a third shift job, and the radio was on all night. They would always play this Michael Morales. He only had 2 albums out back in those days, but I think it was 91 and 92. It's kind of, it's catchy. It's not really hard rock. It's more of I would say a radio rock. So, I mean, I had to throw him in there because those third shift nights of coming in drunk and working all night. Can't do that anymore. And then I finish up my list with Ty Kettle with Wings. I mean, this is their first album. To me, it was one of those oddball bands back in the day because right at this time, rock was drowned in itself. It was just too much. Everybody's coming out, but to me, these guys stood out in a crowd of 50 bands, so I jumped on their wagon and still there today.
You skipped Skid Row, I think.
No,
he talked.
Did you talk about Skid Row?
I talked about it.
Okay, it must have been in a different.
I mean,
I thought you were going to talk about like my B-list band that I never talk about. I thought you were going to mention Skid Row.
No, I guess yeah, because that was their second album came out. I was like, totally blew me away. But there were good days back then. BB.
Alrighty. Down the line from Tangier, great fucking rocker, upbeat. Love the harmonic in there. Perfect rock and roll song. Love the outro fade on that song. Had Enough from Tesla. Another cool heavy rocker. This song is just right up your alley. From the first crack of the beer that they start with this song. This screams BC for sure. Jesus Saves from Sabotage. I don't know. I couldn't get into this one. I think the vocals were weren't the greatest, and I think the music just didn't match the vocals. Sorry, buddy.
Because Zach Stevens did come in.
Exactly.
That's why he came in the next album.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like this one. If you turned 21 the next year, I would have been in there.
Would have been great.
Living on a Chain Gang. This is a great album. You could have picked anything off this album, even Darkened Room. Anything off this album is fucking fantastic. Fat kick-ass rocker right out the fucking gate. 1991. That's the year I graduated high school. This album was played a lot that summer. That's for sure. The Wasteland from Warrior Soul. I said, boy, BC starting to listen to punk now?
They have a punk feel.
Yeah, it has a little punk feel to me. It was all right. Didn't thrill me. What Do You Know from Michael Morales? This song kind of grew on me the first time I heard it. I'm like, it was just. I think the being back from the Wasteland and then this one, it just didn't jive the way it played. But the song kind of grew on me. It got a little bit better, as I've listened to this playlist. And Wings from Ty Kettle, Danny's vocal is just absolutely amazing in the song. These guys just have like a perfect later 80s, early 90s sound that just I don't think they got the love that they deserve. So they had a couple little speed bumps in there, but what I really liked, BC.
All right, Sonny, what do you think?
All right, so 91, I'm 23 years old. I haven't met Nicole yet. I'm spending 5 to 7 nights a week at clubs watching shows in the Bay Area. So it's amazing because today we're going to talk about 89, 90, 91, and 93. And those 4 years of music scene got distinctly different, that's for sure. Tangier, I got all the albums. I just don't ever listen to them much because, they're part blues, part rock, part sleaze, and I don't mind that. But to me, these guys never wrote a memorable song. Like I could not hum one Tangier song, and I've heard those albums probably 10 times each. The verse is great. The chorus is a little flat, right? And they're trying to add all those earworms and stuff to keep you interested. It's good. It's just not memorable, right? But I can remember most songs off of Bon Jovi, New Jersey, and I can hum them to you, but I can't hum you a Tangier song. So that was always the problem for me. Tesla had enough. That first record, Desert Island album, every record after that got worse and worse and worse for me. The music is fine. The vocal melodies were never as good as the first album ever again. Guitar playing's always stellar, so the song's okay. It's just, to me, it's just not anything special. And at Mork, I will be at the casino while they're on stage. Jesus Saves. Why is Sabotage telling me that Jesus saves? Why did they waste?
Because you were in the clubs
time?
5 nights a week.
Who listens to this shit? So bad. BC, so bad. Like, it's not even brutal. It's brutal minus. Like, it's bad.
Brutal minus?
Negative brutal.
Negative brutal.
Wow.
That's not good.
So bad.
Subterranean brutal.
On a chain roll. First of all, you cannot just pick any song off of Slave of Grind. There's 2 clunkers on that, so thank you for not picking one of the clunkers. But I gave Sebastian a lot of heartache. I think this song is great. It's not a perfect record to me, like I said, but this song's damn good. Warrior Soul. Did he say Donald Trump is a money whore? Because that was funny.
Yes.
Aren't we all
Okay.
money whores?
Yeah. The song's not good. It's too metal for me. I didn't get it. Just didn't connect. Michael Morales, great written song. Just hand it to somebody else because the singer's not that it's not that good. Like he was almost rapping, and then the voice inflections. You try and do that Sammy Hagar like and I'm like, what are you doing? Stop. And then Ty Kettle's great. I can't wait to see Ty Kettle. That first album's awesome. I love Danny's voice, and Wings is awesome. So your list was hit and miss for me, but yeah, that Sabotage song it was hard for me to even get through it, dude. That's so bad.
Alrighty. Dylan.
Okay, so yeah, I down the line, Tangier. I love a little Southern fried hard rock. Got some slide guitar, got some harmonica. I'm on board. I always like it. I feel like you always bring Tangier to the table, and I'm never disappointed when you do. Had enough. Really heavy for a Tesla song, and I appreciate it. And it's interesting because there's another song that we're going to be talking about tonight that I thought sounded more Tesla than this one, but I'll mention that when we get to it. And then we get to Jesus Saves from Sabotage. I think I've come to the conclusion that I don't like Sabotage, and it's thanks to the podcast of that, because every song that we've talked about with Sabotage, I'm just not vibing with it. Especially when you have a minute-long intro, spoken word intro, that could have been its own track, and I didn't have to listen to a homeless guy talk about how his friend
You're
Jesus,
looking for a quarter.
DT Jesus or whatever his name is. So we didn't have to listen to that.
Character, man.
I just don't vibe with it, and it has like all the elements that I would look for in like something like this, but like I don't know, there's just something that's missing that I don't like. So unfortunately, I think I've come to the conclusion that Sabotage is going to be one of my no-fly bands. Yeah.
They're up on the pedestal with Whitesnake.
Yeah.
And Wasp.
Look at the pedestal. Look at the pedestal.
Living on a Chain Gang, though. I love Skid Row. It's a classic Skid Row song. Really cool seeing this live. I love both of those first 2 albums, and this was a great song from there. The Wasteland. I don't know for sure, but I think he's in the Wasteland. I think he said something about that in the song. I can't be sure though. Despite how much he says that he's in the Wasteland, I like the song. I did like the song. It was a heavy song, and I enjoyed that.
Are you gonna count them for him, BB?
No, not at all.
What do you know? I like how bouncy the song is. It's a fun bouncy song. And then Wings from Ty Kettle. It's a mid-tempo rocker, but I thought it was very good. I prefer Paul McCartney's Wings, but I liked this song for sure. So, if you had Sabotage off the list, I would have really liked it. But you did help me cement that I'm not a Sabotage fan.
All right, Jen.
So I was 14 when
Oh, my God.
these songs came
Jesus
out.
Christ. I've been drinking in bars and you're 14.
Yeah, 14. So there's only 2 bands that I ever heard of in this group of songs. Tangier was not one of them. But I like the song. It was kind of good listening to bands I never heard of because it always brings up some new songs for me to listen to. So I thought this was a good song. Tesla is one of the bands that I have heard. I think this is a great, heavy, kick-ass Tesla song. Jesus Saves, you guys are really putting it down, but I really like the guitar in this song. So maybe the song kind of wasn't the best, but I like the guitar in it. Living on a Chain Gang, Skid Row. So in 1991, Skid Row was my favorite band. Skid Row was my Van Halen back then. The Wasteland, first time hearing it, I thought it was a kick-ass song. What Do You Know, Michael Morales. I thought it was really catchy and I liked it. I kind of actually started to learn the lyrics of that one. Wings, Taiketo, good song. I never heard of them before, but I did like it.
Never heard of Takedo.
Nope.
I'm sure she's heard Forever Young.
Yeah, I do.
You listen to Hair Nation?
Forever Young.
Nope, not that one.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not
Not that Forever Young.
Who's that one?
We'll play it for you.
All right, Steve, finish it up.
All right. Don't listen to these fucking people, PC. I wish this playlist was in a different order of how the people's things were. I'll just throw that out there. Tangier. Oh, I'm like Sonny. I have both albums. I think they're really good. Now, when because BC and I both saw the same Tangier show, but we weren't hanging together. Was it for this album? It was for the first album, right? When we saw them, right? I thought so. I like it. I think those guys are good. Tesla Had Enough. Great heavy song from these guys. I would love for them to bust this out, but like you're just gonna get the hits from them and the ballads and shit now. And Jeff doesn't sound.
We'll
the
never get
greatest.
Coming at you live from them.
You may still get that though, but Jeff doesn't sound the greatest these days. He's like 5 or 6 years older than those guys, I think. Anyways, and he, no offense, but he fucking looks it. Sabotage, Jesus Saves. I could do without the shit at the beginning, to tell you the truth, but I think the song fucking is awesome. I think this is great. The only thing I don't like, but you get the payoff. That first part of the solo is a little but then when it kicks back in and that riff starts again, and I like the keyboard. I really like it. Living on a Chain Gang, Skid Row. I think one of the best songs on that album. And actually, if you think about it, when I did that one song from the new Skid Row album a couple episodes ago, this is kind of reminiscent of that, where the band singing, like the singer singing the chorus and the band singing the pre, like you know what I mean, like
the game vocals are like the main part of the chorus. Yeah,
I love that, and I think they did that really well with Eric Grunwald on the last album. Warrior Soul, Wasteland. I love the choppy riff on this one. I didn't know this song at all. That's a band that I've heard the name 1,000 times, and I couldn't name a song, but I enjoyed that one. Michael Morales. When I put the song, when I first put the playlist on, I threw it on shuffle, and I'm like Sonny had to pick this name just from it seems like an artist that Sonny would like, Michael Morales. I don't know why, but I like it. It's catchy. I like the call and response in the vocals is cool. Taiketo, Wings. Dylan said he likes Paul McCartney's Wings. I prefer chicken wings, but this song's good. We've seen them play this a couple times. I think they played it in the shows we've seen, and I'm looking forward to seeing these guys again. I remember the last time that they played a Monsters of Rock cruise. I was telling BC I was not down with these guys. I was, and then I saw them and I enjoyed it, and I had to go to, and I went to both shows. I admit it. I was mistaken on these guys. I enjoyed it. BC, good list. Don't listen to these fucking people.
I didn't say anything about your list.
All right.
You did.
Everybody go on that one?
Yeah.
All right. Now, for something totally different. Jen.
Let me put on my glasses here.
Some of these songs will be left off of the Spotify playlist at the end.
That is not
starting
true.
with.
All right.
They're
this.
legally obligated to be on the playlist.
Oh my god.
So, In 1998, I turned 21, and I had a 4-year-old. God help me.
You had a 4-year-old too.
When you turned 21?
No, but in 1998.
Oh.
Yeah. You started younger than I did.
What? So, luckily for me, my child's father decided that he was going to take her on the weekends. So, Jen was living my best life when I was 21 because I got to go to the bars, I got to see bands, I got to party like it was 1999, but really it was 1998. So I had a lot of friends that were not old enough to go to the bars, so we would drive around town and play some fun music, blasting loud. So that's where this list is going. It's going from bar scenes to party time to dance time to my child.
Don't drink and
Okay.
drive.
All right, so we'll go with Whatever by Godsmack. When I was at the bars seeing my favorite bands, there were these ladies who were the wives of the bands, and they hated me and my friends. They were like 40. We thought that they were really old, and they hated us for some reason because we were dancing all the time. So when the band used to play Whatever, I would sing it to them, like, go away. Go away. We're 21. You guys are 40. You're old. 40 is not old, people. I regret to say that they were old. Next is We Like to Party. I'm going backwards. By the Venga Boys. It was definitely a fun party song. My daughter loved it at 4 years old in the back seat in her car seat, jumping around the car. But that was a good party time dance party song. Slide by the Goo Goo Dolls. I love the Goo Goo Dolls. It was a great song that bands played back when I was 21. Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys. It's the Beastie Boys. I mean, how can you not like the Beastie Boys? That was played at Tink's downstairs in the Rathskeller, I believe it was called. They played that a lot. Dragula by Rob Zombie. I'll never forget, they used to play this when we went rockin' bowling, and I never knew who it was, what the name of the song was. So one time I was rockin' bowling with my friend Augie Voglino. I know you guys, some of you, I know BB
He used to
knows
be my
him.
tenant.
Yeah, and he was your tenant. So I'm like,
Probably then.
probably at that time, you're right. I'd be like, Og, what's that song? And he goes, oh, it's Dragula. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what I want to hear. So that was one of my favorite songs back then. Closing Time by Semisonic. That was the song at 2 o'clock in the morning when the bars were closing, meaning get the fuck out of here. It's time to go. We're closing up shop. And the last song was basically a punishment, you guys. Can I Get A by Jay-Z and Ja Rule. And the reason why it's a punishment is because I wanted a different song, but I was not allowed because the song was released in 1998, but the album was released in 1997. So this song I picked as a punishment so you guys could all listen to it and hate me for the couple weeks that you had to listen to the song. So there you go. Pooni, I'd like to hear your terrible comments first, please.
Well, I'll start with the punishment, because all I could hear was bounce with me, bounce with me, bounce with me. Can I get a fuck you? Fuck you, fuck you. I honestly, these are the kind of songs they make Nicole dance for some reason, and that's good enough for me. It was mad to me, but it's dirty, but that's about it. But at least they make Nicole dance, so that's good enough for me. Semisonic, so Closing Time. In the late 90s, dude, we would go karaoke 3-4 times a week. I'm 29 years old at this point. Nicole and I have been together 4 or 5 years. And this song, every night, closing up karaoke, somebody would sing this song. So I don't know any other Semisonic song, but I always liked this one because I heard it so much. Dragula, my favorite Rob Zombie song. If every zombie song was Dragula, I'd be the biggest fan ever. Unfortunately, homie gets really weird in some cases, so he can be hit and miss to listen to. Beastie Boys. Very hard for me to get into the Beastie Boys. They're just too weird for me. The first 30 seconds of this song was kind of weird for me. Then they start rapping. I mean, I just don't get them. I don't understand why people think they're all that great. I don't understand. Goo Goo Dolls. So I see the title. I'm like, I've never heard this song. It starts. I'm like, wait a second. I've heard that chorus before. So it must be one of those songs that, just kind of has always been around, especially in my, late 20s, early 30s. And it was a nice surprise because I don't usually like the Goo Square Dolls, but I didn't mind this song. So I actually like this song. We Like to Party, Venga Boys. Kind of reminded me of that song. You know that song, I Like to Move It, Move It.
Oh, I like that one too.
Move it. That it kind of felt like that. The female singer can definitely sing, very danceable song, so it was fine. But the winner for me, besides Dragula, was Whatever, because I love Godsmack. I love Disturbed. When they hit, I was all in. I've always loved Sully's voice. This was when grunge kind of died off and Godsmack and Disturbed was coming. I'm like, oh, thank God. Music is back. And I was in buying new shit again. So, Godsmack was one of the bands that brought me back. So, to me, the Zombie and the Godsmack were great. And, probably the Jay-Z and the Beastie Boys were meant to me.
Okay. Steve, you're the next one that's going to bust my
Okay.
chops. So go ahead.
I'll go.
Bounce with me, Steve. Bounce with me. Mighty bounce
Can I
with
just
me.
say
Can I
one?
get a fuck you?
Can I say one? Wait, can I say one thing about that song? So when I listened to it, it was on the radio. So in the text message, I said everything was bleeped out on the radio. So when I heard it, like with the real words, I was like, "Oh my God, that's terrible!" I was kind of mortified. Sorry.
Too late.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how'd your 4-year-old love that in the car seat?
Oh, I didn't play that in the car with her.
See? All right, I'll go from the bottom up. Godsmack, whatever. I've been down with Godsmack since the first album. I still, even their newer stuff, I really like. Great angry music, always good.
Mm-hmm.
Venga Boys, just fucking kill me. It's so stupid. It sounds like a fucking kid show, fucking theme. The Goo Goo Dolls. And Sonny, you're right. This is a song. I'm like, I'm not gonna know this song. But then I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard that before. It was one of those songs I heard 1,000 times. Never knew what it was called. It's not bad. Beastie Boys, Intergalactic. I am with Sonny. I'm like, just fucking stupid. I like Sabotage, but that's about it. That's the extent of my Beastie Boys. I don't get them either. Rob Zombie, Dragula, killer song, great song. Awesome when he does it live. And Sonny's. I hate that I agree with Sonny a lot so far in this show. It's fucking killing me. He does get weird. What's really weird with some of his stuff, but his live shows are fantastic. His live shows are friggin' insane. Yeah. Semisonic closing time.
That's not even close to
That's what I hear. It's an annoying earworm. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
So get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out.
Every
And
new
there you
beginning
go.
comes from some other beginning's end.
Jay-Z, just kill me.
Yeah,
It's
they already
horrible.
did
It's
it.
fucking terrible.
They already did it.
I mean, I know there's women singing the song, but all this shit's disrespectful to women. I hate this shit.
We
It's
can talk
fucking
about some of your
terrible.
songs later on about
It's
that.
fucking terrible.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Get that clause is not disrespectful to women.
It's interesting that you picked that one, Sonny. I wonder why we went right to Whitesnake about that. That's interesting.
I'll talk about that later, perhaps, maybe. It's horrible. I don't know how fucking anybody can listen to that shit.
So you didn't
If that's indicative of Jay-Z, I will be perfectly happy person to never hear another fucking note of his, in quotations, music again. But I liked a couple.
Okay.
And the worst thing is that Jay-Z was the first fucking song on this playlist. And I'm like,
Well, that's not her fault.
it can't,
Yeah, that's not my fault.
yeah. Thanks, Sonny. I'm like, well, this fucking blows, but I'm like, it can't get any worse.
You're right.
And it didn't. It got close on a couple between yours and Dylan's, and maybe some other ones we'll see. But it's a list.
Love is your punishment. So okay.
All right.
All right. Dylan.
I did not
I have
hate it
some
as
hope. I have some hope.
I did not hate
here.
it as much as he did, for sure, for sure. Yours was the list that I knew the most from, and a lot of them were blasts from the past for me, actually. So we'll start with Can I Get A? It's really nice to hear Ja Rule pre-Firefest and Jay-Z pre-Lemonade. Those two had their controversies after this.
Yep.
I liked Ja Rule's verse probably the best out of everything. I wish you picked something from the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill if we were going like R&B and rap, because that album came out in '98, and it's such a good album. Closing Time, that was a song we would always end our acoustic sets with, so I know that song well. Very easy to play, everybody knows it, and it's a great way to close out a bar.
Yep.
You don't have to go home, can't stay here. Dragula, I love Rob Zombie. I even like a lot of his newer stuff, but Hellbilly Deluxe is a great kind of solo album for him. And the very first person we hear on this song is Christopher Lee with Superstition, Fear, and Jealousy. So I'm always a fan of that. Intergalactic by Beastie Boys. I love this song. It's amazing. I love the name check, like a pinch on the neck from Mr. Spock. I love the part with the Beastie Boys known to let the beat drop. So good. I really like the Beastie Boys. They're fun. They just bring kind of a silliness to the party that I enjoy. Slide, that was another one that we would play all the time, acoustic. So that was one that I'm very familiar with. I was glad we played that and not Iris. we didn't have the string section to do Iris.
Yes,
True.
right.
We Like to Party. I mean, the Six Flags commercial. It was how I knew this song.
Yeah.
With the old bald man with the glasses and the bow tie, like going crazy at Six Flags on the bus and the.
Was the Mr. Magoo glasses?
Yeah, exactly. And I got very burnt out from the song because of that commercial. It was played all the time on Nickelodeon. So
Back when you were 4.
yeah, it was like it was not that was kind of I almost had like a Vietnam flashback when that song came on of the scary old man with the and then whatever from Godsmack. I love the they just have such a good grit, and they're such a good 90s hard rock band. So I very much enjoyed your playlist, Jen. Besides, We Like to Party, I did enjoy all the songs.
Great, thanks. All right, BB.
All right, hey. Can I get a from Mr. Jay-Z? I have written down here robotic stripper music start.
Ooh.
I don't know what it was. It just,
How would you know?
well, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's what it
you do
sounds
know.
like.
I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. I've
interesting,
never
huh?
been in a robotic stripper club before.
Well, that song was out pre your marriage, right? So,
Yeah, what is this, 93?
no, 98.
98? No, we're going out 2 years in 98.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, I was definitely old enough to be like at your wedding and
Yeah.
be standing. So,
Well, that was 2001. But I almost gave you props in there because when the first time I heard this song, I thought he said BB, but he says VV.
Maybe it's BB.
He's a Vinnie Vincent fan.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was going. Yeah, it was all right. Closing Time, like everybody else said, it was the super popular song that closed everything up at 2 a.m. Yep. Dragula from Rob Zombie, great song. Electric drums in that song are just spot on, fan-fucking-tastic. Intergalactic from the Beastie Boys, super fun song. I don't know what these guys are talking about. This song's great.
they're nuts.
It's just fun. Screams fun. Slide from the Goo Goo Dolls. Saw the Goo Goo Dolls in '96 down at Wilkes when nobody knew who the fuck they were. From the boy named Goo.
Boy Named Goo.
Yeah, we saw them. Nobody knew who they were. There's like 30 people there. They did their whole album front to back. It was great. Slide is an awesome song, very catchy. I love the acoustic guitar through the whole song. We Like to Party from, I'm going to call them the Vagina Boys.
Whoa!
Whoa.
This may be, no, you know what? This is the worst song ever to be ever played on this podcast. You have circus music, a tractor trailer air horn, and sung by Yo Gabba Gabba.
So you don't like to party? Is that what you're saying?
Not this way.
Not with these people.
Not with this shit show.
Not with these people.
Yeah.
I picture myself on the Sweet Pickle bus, listening
Licking
to
the windows
Beat
with your
Like
helmet on.
Dirty.
And thank God you finished your list with whatever from Godsmack. Sully is. Go ahead, BC. Say
That's
it.
like a palate cleanser after that.
Yeah, really. It's But yeah, those couple. But yeah,
All right. Well,
we like what we like, Jen.
maybe
It's all right.
someone can outdo my suck.
Go ahead, BC.
You want to hear BC's opinion on it?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Maybe someone can outdo my suck with this, like the song for the podcast ever.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
It's good to have goals,
You think?
Jen.
Yeah.
All right.
You, if anyone could do it, it'd be you.
I'm not gonna outdo my own suck.
Well, you never. Don't say that.
Have you seen the schedule I just gave you?
You never know.
All right, BC.
All right, Jay-Z, can I get a no thank you? I don't know. I never got into any of this
Rap stuff. Yeah.
rap stuff, I guess you would say, put it nicely. That's a no. Closing time, yeah. Out in the bars. I'm in my late 20s, so I'm out of control right now. Every bar we're at, this always came on at the end of the night. I'm like, Jesus Christ. You heard it come on, you're like, oh, fuck.
Time to go.
We're done. Give me 2 more.
Give me 2. Hurry. Give me
I
2
know
for
who
the
I
road.
want to take me home.
But no, that was it's a catchy tune. I like that one. Oh, Dracula, Rob Zombie, come on, how can you go wrong? Dracula's a great song. The Beastie Boys, I could do without this one too. Are these the same guys who do the Fight for Right the Party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
That's off
that.
their license.
I
to
like
own.
that shit. Well, yeah, that's. I like 2 Beastie Boys songs.
That and Sabotage ain't bad, but this one, not so much. Slide Goo Goo Dolls. I can listen to Goo Goo Dolls. I don't mind them. I mean, I like whoever the lead vocalist guy. He is. I like his voice, so I don't mind when these songs come on. Goo Goo Dolls songs come on. We like the party, Vega Boys.
The Vagina Boys.
The Vagina Boys. I'm with BB. This was brutal. It was hard to get through. I mean, I was like, oh my God.
Did you picture the Sweet Pickle bus?
No, I didn't. No, I was thinking about pickles during this. To finish up with this, whatever it got back. I mean, I remember these guys came on. I got on them early, and I went down to Tink's. I went one night by myself because it was Hard Rock from Boston tonight. Godsmack. I'm like, that's that band.
That's what you want to hear. Tanks, not that other whatever
No,
else she
no.
was talking about.
I said Tinks. I went to Tinks.
I know, but not to hear good stuff like that.
Not the
Well,
guy.
downstairs or whatever. No, it wasn't
yeah,
the
it was a
Ratscaler.
Rat-
The
It
Rat
was the-
Scaler was in State College.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no,
I know.
That's way away from Tinks.
yeah.
Because there was the basement, there was and then the second floor was the dance.
Yeah, what was that called?
I can't.
Shit show.
But I went down and saw these guys. You might have been working. I don't know.
I think I was.
Maybe
Drinking. Was
drinking.
probably
too
working
much
at
booze.
Tredegar then.
If I work at Tredegar, and I said, you know what, I'm going down. I'm glad I did because their album wasn't even out yet.
Wow.
This is before their first album came out. They came out, and I was like, wow, these guys are gonna be big. And
And they were different.
they were different. I think that's why I liked it a lot. It was fresh. It was angry.
You like fresh and angry, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. Two things I like.
Yeah. And they're
But,
still good. And they're still
Yes,
good.
yes. Not a bad list. I mean, a few things I just don't jive with.
All right.
You want to know the
Thanks.
crazy thing? We
No.
just covered 21 songs.
Huh. That
Whoa.
is crazy.
Ah.
So we're doing 21 in the first half, 21 in the second half.
Whoa. Somebody
about
better
that?
play the lottery.
That's why I picked 7.
You're the mastermind.
Wow.
No,
galaxy brain
coincidence.
moment
I just
from
didn't want it
Steve
to be a
Wright.
6-hour episode. All right, so we got Dylan's list, BC and Jen, and we'll come back with a not so great list, and then a really good one, and then the other one we'll see. But we're gonna play a Gem song right now, and to get away from the total shit that most of the total shit that we have from 1998, Jen's graduation year, we're gonna play a good song from 1998. So Bruce Dickinson, Killing Floor, from the Chemical Wedding album from 1998. Dylan's going to play it now. All right, hope you guys enjoyed little Bruce Dickinson there, a little metal, plus with Adrian Smith as well. So we're gonna get back into our lists, and Sonny, you're up. What do you got for us, buddy?
All right, so I turned 21 in 1990. Between the ages of 21 to 25, so that 5 years, I possibly could have seen 1,000 shows. I was at tons of local bands. I saw Warrant in the clubs. I saw Alice in Chains in the clubs. I saw Extreme in the clubs. Like, we're talking, it's basically 90 to basically 94. Our music is starting to die off, so they're going from arenas to the clubs, which is perfect for me. Mm-hmm. And you could go to the Stone, the Omni, the One Step Beyond, Morty's. Like, there was all these places to go, Top of the Hill, and there would be fairly cheap shows. So I saw a ton of bands. I was in the car all the time. I was already a manager at Target, so I was making good money. And all my money was basically going to the clubs, and I don't remember sleeping for 5 years. MTV's still big because it's 1990. They're still playing hair metal. They're still playing melodic rock. And then, of course, since I'm watching MTV from 84 to 90 by this point, so, you're waiting for your video to come, and there's no way you can get past Duran Duran and Michael Jackson and some of these other guys, Genesis and everybody, that there's no way you can't be a pop fan if you watched MTV that long, because sooner or later they're going to get you. That's just how it is. So I love 80s music. Love it, love it. Love pop, love top 40, love the boy bands from the 2000s. Love it, okay? And I am also a rockhead, there's no doubt. So the way I approached my list, I picked 4 basically rock songs and then 3 basically pop songs or stuff that you would hear on top 40. And I'll start with, my first one was Close to You by Maxi Priest. And if you don't know, his real name is Max Alfred Elliott. This song's on an album called Bonafide. It was released in 1990, obviously. If you don't know, Maxi Priest has 12 studio albums. Bonafide is his most popular. If this song sounded familiar, which it should have, it was a #1 song of the Hot 100. And I would say this song's like part pop, part R&B, part reggae. So it kind of, all those sounds that I love kind of in one. And as I've said before, 2 playlists I got that are impossible to get on is the Vegas playlist and the Sexy Time playlist. And this one's on the Sexy Time playlist. Next one, Forget Me Not by Ad English. The band takes a lot of shit. Some of my closest friends hate this band. I don't know why, because the band is John Wade on vocals, Neil Sean on guitars, Jonathan Kane on keyboards, Ricky Phillips on bass, and Dean Castronova on drums. I don't give a shit who in the room wants to take a shot at this band. If those 5 guys got together today, we would be interested to see what they do. So they were a super group in 90. They would be a super group today. And I loved the stuff they did because it was very Journey, very John Waite. And no, it wasn't super duper hard rock, but I'm a huge John Waite fan. So I was in the whole way, saw them live a couple of times when they came out. Forget Me Not was the first single, topped out at 45 on the Hot 100. And, how can you hate? When I touch you, you'll be touched by love. What? That's awesome.
How can you hate that? Really?
Yeah, how can you hate that? So then we go to the next supergroup, Alias, with Haunted Heart. Freddie and Steve, who were the vocalists and the guitarists, were from a band called Sheriff. They had that hit When I'm With You. And then Roger and the other Steve and Mike DeRozier were from Heart. So they were just coming off all of the Heart success that had happened in the 80s. They released 2 albums. The debut album's a Desert Isle Now, for me, that's what this song is from. This was the first single off the debut album. And it's a Canadian band, proving once again, I do not hate all Canadians, just some of them.
Hey?
Next song, I Want to Be Rich by Calloway, and people were probably like, what the fuck? R&B duo from Cincinnati, where I'm at today. They only released 2 albums, this one in 90, the next one was in 92. They had a couple of hits. I Want to Be Rich was their most popular song. I actually got the number 2 on the Hot 100. The one song it couldn't beat was that bitch Sinead O'Connor with Nothing Compares to You. Because I love that song because Prince wrote it, but Sinead said all that shit about Prince when he died, so that bitch can go to hell. I don't give a fuck. But I Want to Be Rich. I mean, it's just a fun song, and it's one of those songs that are on my Vegas playlist, so love it. Next song I had was Jealous Again by the Black Crowes. Dude, when Black Crowes first hit, that debut album immediately grabbed me. Jealous Again was that first single we heard. It didn't do that great on the Hot 100, but it's still one of my favorites from that year. It's hard to hate on this song. Overall, the Black Crowes are probably a 50-50 band for me. You know, for every song I hear I like, I know a song I don't like, but that first album really hit well. 1990, Y&T was still around, and at this point, we got Meniketti on vocals and guitar, Kettamore on bass, Steph Burns on guitar, and Negrasso on drums. So I picked Lucy off of 10. And on this recording, Negrasso technically didn't play drums. It was Steve Smith. The band, almost after this album, the band took like a 2-year break. But man, that 10 album is so good. I just don't think A&M nor Geffen really ever knew what to do with Y&T. It's too bad because the band should have been huge. The song rocks. And, you know, I hope I get to see Y&T a couple more times before they're done. And then I'll close it out with one of my favorite bands of all time, top 10 band for me, So Close by Hall & Oates. Most successful duo in music history for a reason. They absolutely owned the late 70s all the way to the late 80s. Tons of hits. This was the first single off of Change of Season. And by the way, this song was co-written by John Bon Jovi. Because if you kind of listen to it, it could be a Bon Jovi song, honestly. I love Hall & Oates. If I had Daryl Hall's voice, I wouldn't even know you fuckers. I wouldn't even talk to you fuckers. I wouldn't even acknowledge your presence if I could sing like Daryl Hall.
Wow.
So you can't, so we're fucking stuck with you.
That's right. And that's my 7 songs.
Nice.
So let's start with Jen. Jen, what do you think? Give it to me right between the eyes. Come on, baby.
Close to You was a Sexy Time song?
Hell yeah.
He wants to get close to her. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poor Nicole.
So that song really gave me totally 80s flashbacks vibes. You can just tell by the music it was an 80s song. It wasn't bad. I liked it. I've heard of Maxi Priest, but I don't think I ever heard of the song before, unless I did and I just don't remember. Forget Me Not, Forget Me Not.
It's not on your Sexy Time playlist, Jen?
No, I don't have one.
Poor John.
Mine would be more like Psycho or something.
Okay.
Touche.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not another Muse song, Dead Inside.
I was going to say Live Not a Chain Gang. I don't know. Forget Me Not, Bad English. I think that they were an underrated band. I like this song. Haunted Heart. It was my first time hearing it. It was good. I really like the guitars in that song. I Want to Be Rich. Everyone knows that song. I mean, I would think everyone knows that song. But I did not know Calloway sang it. I don't know who I thought sang it, but it wasn't Calloway. Definitely a popular song. Jealous Again, Black Crowes. I love the Black Crowes. I really wish I got to see them. I'm kind of disappointed that I never did, but here we are. Lucy. I like this song. I don't think I really listened a lot to Y&T, but this was a good song. So Close. I could see where this might have been a popular song back in the day. I was 12 back then. I kind of really remember it way back in the day, but it's not popular now, and I don't want to listen to it ever again. Sorry.
That a girl, Jen.
Wow.
Okay.
That's okay.
Ouch.
All right, Dylan, right between the eyes, baby. Come on.
Okay, Close to You. There was only one song on your list that I had heard before, and it was not this one. I love the bass line. It's a fun bass line. I think it goes a little longer than I like for this kind of R&B, but I enjoyed it. It had a nice kind of bounce to it that I very much liked. Forget Me Not feels like a spiritual sequel to Danger Zone for me. I don't know why. It has that kind of like feel. It's not like a carbon copy or anything, but it has that spiritual, energy of Danger Zone. And for that, I like it. Of course, you got Neil Schon in there. You're going to have a great solo. And, of course, there's a fantastic solo on this song. Haunted Heart, everybody's got a haunted heart. I love that Bruce Springsteen song. I think the song starts heavy, but it loses energy in the verses and chorus for me before it gets kind of back heavy with the chorus a little bit in the solo. I just wish it kept that kind of like heaviness from the beginning throughout the whole song. It kind of pairs back for the verses. I Want to Be Rich. You didn't want to pick the album version, huh? That's 5 minutes long. You went with the single cut. I like the synthy instruments in this. You got like the kind of like the synth that's very horn-esque that I enjoyed in the song, and it was good. Jealous Again was the only song that I had heard on your playlist. It's got jaunty piano. How can I dislike it? It's a good Black Crow song. Lucy, I love Y&T, and this song has like a great bite to it, if that makes sense. It's got like a good, just a good feel that I enjoy. The only song that I really didn't vibe with on your playlist was So Close. I like Hall & Oates. I'm a hits guy with Hall & Oates, and I looked this song up, and I saw that it was the opener of the album that it's on, and I'm like, this is a terrible album opener. It's so like mid-tempo, like kind of slower, and I don't know, it doesn't have that catchiness that I go to Hall & Oates for. So I really wasn't digging that one, but that was really the only one that I disliked on your playlist, Sonny.
All right, thank you, Dylan. All right, BC, let's go.
Alrighty. I want to get close to Sonny. But close to you, Maxi Priest, that was a big radio song back in the day, so that was very familiar for me. Not bad. I could live with it if I had to. Bad English. I like these guys when it came out. I picked this up as soon as it came out. I thought they're good. I mean, how can you go wrong with a group like that? Alias, Haunted Heart. Is this the same ones that's saying it's still hard at 6 o'clock in the morning? Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I like this song. It was good. I Want to Be Rich, Callaway. Another big radio hit back in the day, and I'm working third shift at this time, and this would come on, I'd be yelling around the whole building, I want to be rich. So, I mean, it's catchy. Jealous Again, Black Crowes. Love the Black Crowes when they first came out. Like this album and the second album, I would say, are probably the Crowes albums that I can get. I saw these guys open up for Aerosmith. They came out and tore it up. Loved it. Y&T, Lucy. The 10 album, this is probably one of my favorite Y&T albums. Definitely top 3 for me and Y&T. Daryl Hall, John Oates. Too bad they're fighting now, and they don't like each other no more. So close, but this is kind of catchy. I remember hearing this on the radio a lot. So I mean, it's not bad. I mean, so out of all these songs, I mean, 5 out of 7 I thought were really, really good. The other 2 were just like radio stuff that I wasn't really too interested in. Not bad though.
All right, thank you. And by the way, John, Hall and Oates never liked each other from day one. They never really liked each other.
No, I don't think so.
Get out of here.
You would never see.
No, you wouldn't.
BB, give it to me, baby.
All right, brother. Close to you, Maxi Priest. This was for Jen will know this. I don't know about you guys. The YMCA in our town always had a Y dance on Friday nights, and this song in the 90s, they always played this song. And I remember standing around in the Y in the basketball, listening to this song. So it brought back some great memories. I haven't probably heard this song, since then, but it's a good one. Forget Me Not from Bad English. This is probably the best song on your list, but I just have a discrepancy with it because it was released June 26th of 1989. With that said, it doesn't fit in your category of 1990, but like I said, it is a really good song. The vocals are great. The guitar work is fantastic. Just a killer song. Haunted Heart. I think I'm with Dylan. After like that first or maybe the second chorus, after it picks up, the second half of the song is really, really good. It's more rocking. It gets me into it. I Want to Be Rich from Callaway. Another wide dance song. It's so poppy. It's all over the radio. It's not bad. Jealous Again from the Black Crowes. Great rock and toe tapper. The jaunty piano, almost like just Dylan said in the background there. I just love their sound. I love this song. Lucy from Y&T. Dave Manchetti, underrated vocalist, underrated guitar player. The outro solo is fantastic. Just a couple weeks ago, I picked like She's Gone on our, I think it was our song 8s. And this is, like BC said, great album. Definitely, check this album out because this gets a little bit later in their catalog, but it's so fucking good. And So Close from Hall & Oates. I put down, Sensitive Sonny. But this, I don't know, the song for me was all right. It kind of teetered on the meh for me, but yeah, there's some good ones on here though.
All right, Righty, give it to me.
Okay, let's start close to Maxi Pad. Priest, Maxi Priest. Sorry, I'm close to you. That's a no for me, dog, on that one. I didn't know that one. I don't like it. I hate it. I'll never listen to it again, like my buddy Ray would say. Bad English, Forget Me Not.
Time playlist, Righty.
Not at the 62. And I'm sure my wife would actually agree with that one. But anyway, Bad English, Forget Me Not. I don't get the hate for these guys a lot of times too either. I mean the guys in the band, I mean they're a super group. They're from all bands that people like. I don't get it. The album is really good. The song is fantastic. Alias, Haunted Heart. Didn't they have a big ballad, Alias?
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
Yeah. So
It's still
he said
hard
6 o'clock in the morning. The song's called More Than Words Can Say.
That's-
It was
yes.
number 2 hit.
Okay. I knew the name from somewhere.
It's still
Yeah. But it's good to
6 o'clock in the morning.
But it's good to hear a rockin' song from a band that is known for a not a crappy ballad, but a ballad. Callaway. I play Callaway golf clubs, by the way.
I play pings.
Do you?
Callaway suck.
Callaway does not suck. Hey, Callaway's. They endorse Alice Cooper, by the way, motherfucker.
Alice Cooper endorses them.
And one other thing about it's not bad enough that Sonny goes against the parameters of the podcast for your song picks once. He does it fucking twice.
What?
What?
Because Callaway, I Want to Be Rich also came out in 1989.
So both things that you guys research, the videos came out, the albums didn't. So if you do a deep dive, both albums came out in 90.
So wait, a video is released before the actual single?
100%. It
Before
used
the
to happen
album,
all the time.
Yeah. They would always release a single before the album came out.
The video before the single?
The video, yep, for MTV to get you to go buy the album.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna have to look into this right now.
remember that
Yeah,
back
well,
in
we're
the
gonna
day.
we're gonna set forth the commission, the Pooni
That
Commission.
made me want to buy them.
But anyway, I didn't like that one either.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't fucking matter. Black Crowes, Jealous Again. Good. I'm more 75-25 that I don't like Black Crowes compared to what I like. And I just want to actually talk about the Black Crowes to say congratulations to our buddy David Hudson, Huddy, and Ian Rice. That they do the State of America podcast. They just had Rich Robinson on their podcasts. One of the founding brothers of the Black Crowes. So congratulations, guys. Check that out. Jealous Again, good song though. It's got Dylan's jaunty piano in it. And Y&T Lucy, I'll tell you what. BB said it. Underrated guitar player, underrated vocalist. And that 10 album fucking rips. It's fantastic. And and I think Sonny's correct too. God, I fucking hate saying that. That I don't think the record company knew what to do with them because you don't really see a lot of big rock acts on A&M Records. I want to say the biggest one that I can remember from them from the 70s was maybe Frampton, was on A&M Records, but it's a shame though. It's a shame, and like Sonny as well. I hope to get to see them a couple more times before they wrap it up. And Hall & Oates, So Close. I don't think I ever heard this one before. I was not familiar with this one. I didn't mind it. I mean, I'm a hits guy with them. I couldn't name a song that's not a hit from them. I don't even own a Hall & Oates CD or record.
Sure.
But I don't think I even have them in any of their shit in my playlist in my Apple Music or Spotify. Well, I have this one in my Spotify now because it's on this playlist. But you hit it just right how you said, Sonny. Like, yeah, 4 good and 4 shit.
And
Or
2
4
that
good
doesn't
and
fit. 2 doesn't fit.
If the song don't fit, you must have quit. But some good picks though, like the Bad English. I don't know. I'm with you. I don't understand the shit that it gets. And that's got everybody, right?
That's
All right.
everybody.
That brings us to my list now. So my methodology for this was stuff that I was checking out in 1989, partying, hanging out with my girlfriend and my friends, and going to. I mean, I was kind of going to bars before I was 21, a few, but legally going. And so my first song on my list is from the Macaulay Schenker group, Anytime. I think that when Robin McCauley came in with Michael Schenker, it gave it more of a pop edge to the Michael Schenker stuff, because that was pretty much his solo stuff was like early 80s, like hard rock, kind of new wave of British heavy metal kind of feel to them. But Robin McCauley, when he came in, gave them the more of a melodic sense, with more melodic type vocals. The solo was a fantastic melodic solo, which, you get a lot of great ripping solos from Michael Schenker, but you at that point you didn't really have a lot of really good like melodic ones. You had a lot of ripping, but not a lot of melodic, and he pulls it off really well on this one. That is from the Save Yourself album, by the way. And my next song is from the Sonic Temple album, The Cult Firewoman. I've always loved this song. I love Ian Astbury's vocals on this. The da na 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 na. I love the shake, 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 yeah. Fucking love it. Just a great song.
What was that?
I only do it once.
Repeat.
No, one of Dylan's favorites, Whitesnake. BB's got a Whitesnake shirt on tonight, by the way. Kitten's Got Claws from the Slip of the Tongue album from 1989. Just a fun song, and it's another song that David Coverdale wrote about Tawny Katane. Just fast Whitesnake. BC, Steve Vai.
Steve Vai, bitches.
Tons. The solo's fantastic in there. Tons of little lead licks in there. Steve Vai just absolutely kills on the whole album. And my next song is Wasp, Mean Man from the Headless Children album. And we're going to see Chris Holmes. We're going to do a whole group thing.
Oh, we are not.
Sonny's going to go to see Chris Holmes. I think he's
We are
playing
not.
in the... Yes, you are. Shut up.
Come on.
I think he's playing in the Manhattan Room, both shows. I think he's playing 3 shows, actually. So, Sonny, you got 3.
You know what? I will go see him if he does the weekend thing and lights himself on fire.
He's going to. You didn't see that post? He's gonna. He's gonna. So be ready. So you're going.
He's that good. He gets 3 shows. That's
And
what it is.
I guess this song is written about him because he's a mean motherfucking man. Next song, Wasp, Never Enough from the Cocked and Loaded album. Great groove. I love that when it gets going, then you get that boom, boom. I think it's really cool. Looking forward to seeing these guys on Monsters of Rock Cruise. Have not seen these guys in years. Last time BC and I saw them was like the sleazy, slimy Sunday for M3, the first year that they had it for 3 days at a different venue. My next track is Dirty Looks from the Turn of the Screw album. Nobody Rides for Free. Fucking killer song. They play this on Monsters of Rock Cruise. We rock the fuck out to it. It's got a cool kind of swing feel to it. The chorus is great. And you don't know. BC, come on. There you go. You didn't do it. And I wrap it up with another awesome favorite of Sonny's, and this was not a troll pick because I really do like the song. I love the fucking album. I think it's great. Faster Pussycat from the Wake Me When It's Over album. Poison Ivy. I love this. This is so friggin' singable. It's got a rock and roll type solo on there. I love his the vocal cadence that he sings this song. I think it's just fantastic. The cool slide guitar in that. Just a great one. I love it. What do you got for me, Jen?
So yours is the next list that I knew a lot of these songs. So that was good for you. Because
That worked out well for you.
yeah,
That was the only good thing.
because I didn't
I've
have
heard
to,
of the
like,
bands before.
try to really study them, but anytime, that's a great song. I never knew who sang it, so now I know, but I always like the song. Firewoman, love that song. I love it. I don't know why, but I do.
It's got a cool feel to
It
it.
kind of reminds me, like, did that play in a movie? Was that in a movie? I
I'll
don't
tell you.
know.
I'll tell you what it reminds you of during my turn.
Okay. Kittens Got Claws, meow. I like that too. I could see how that would be popular back when you were 21. At the time, I was only 12, by the way.
Jesus.
Mean Man, I like it. I remember hearing it before on one of the other podcasts that we did. I think I remember you guys having me listen to it before, so that was familiar to me. Never Enough, LA Guns, my favorite song on your picks. Love LA Guns in this song. Nobody Rides for Free. This was a new one for me. So at first I'm like, this voice. I don't know how I feel about it. And then I listened
I
to
do.
it.
It sucks.
And
Wait
then
your turn.
And then I started listening to it a little bit more and a little bit more. I'm like, all right, now I'm going, nobody rides for free. So I was jamming out to it.
See? Another one.
Poison Ivy. I love this song. This is a great tune. I like it a lot. So, yeah, I can't even say nothing mean about your list, and I'm kind of disappointed because I always
It is
have
disappointing,
something
isn't
mean
it?
to
It is
say.
disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, for like,
Don't worry, there'll be enough others.
for you calling out, my list being so shitty. I really have nothing mean to say to you.
All right. Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? For once.
All right, Dylan.
Okay. Anytime. That's one that I always forget about, and then I end up being like, oh yeah, I like that one. I forgot. Firewoman by the Cult. The reason why you recognize it, Jen, is because Theory of a Dead Man ripped off the riff for Bad Girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
The
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly why you recognize it, because
Okay.
Theory of a Dead Man ripped it off. Great song. I definitely prefer it to Bad Girlfriend. That's a song that disparages women right there. Firewoman is good, though. I like The Cult. The Cult is a band that I need to check out more. Their band, every time I hear them, I really like. I liked when Ian Astbury was on the Slash's first solo album, because he did he do Ghost? Is that the song he did?
I think so.
Yeah, because it's one of the songs that Miles would end
Yeah.
up playing
Yeah.
with them. But yeah, really great song. Kittens Got Claws. My notes go, boo. Weed Man from Wasp. I put someone is trying to kill me. But then I put almost sounds Motley Crue-ish with the riff, and it's younger Blackie, so I don't mind it as much. I just don't like modern Blackie's voice. The riff kind of sounds very kind of Motley Crue-ish for me. Too much cursing in the chorus. A mean motherfucking man. Why is he making love to all these people's mothers? Why can't he? Never Enough. LA Guns, they just know how to write that catchy chorus there. I love the background vocals. Even the pre-chorus I really liked. It's great. Nobody Rides for Free. I have no idea what this guy's singing about until the gang vocals. I can't understand a word he's saying. But I like the bluesy bounce to it. I don't mind when I can't understand the lyrics, because then I won't have anything bad to say about the lyrics. And then Poison Ivy, what's it got? It's got the Johnny piano.
It's got the JP
It's got
in
the
it.
Johnny piano in it. Great song. This is definitely one of my favorites from Faster Pussycat. Again, the gang vocals, steal the show. It's a great, bluesy kind of fun old time rock and roll song. So, You know, I had problems with, two of your songs. Well, one more than two, but, I was nicer to you than you were nicer to me.
Because I had better songs.
I don't think so.
What?
Dylan was 1, Steve was 2.
Wow. All right, BB, your turn.
All right, buddy.
Should I remain seated or should I?
No, you're good.
All right.
You're good, buddy. Anytime from MSG, great song, great vocals, great harmonies, great guitar work, greats across the board. It's a really, really, really good song. Firewoman from The Cult. I'm like Dylan. Every time I hear The Cult, if it's a deep track, I'm like, man, I have to listen to the more Cult. Then I hear this song, and now I know why I don't listen to Cult, because I don't like the song, and I don't know why. I don't know, maybe it's just the dead factor of this is the only song from The Cult that was ever released, that actually ever made it.
You're burned out on Firewoman.
Yeah. So, that's what I mean. It's not the greatest, and I don't know why I keep saying I got to get to The Cult. Kitten's Got Claws, like you already said. Vi tears it up. Love Whitesnake. Mean Man from Wasp. Once again, Chris Holmes. We're going to be pumping fists and fighting in the hallways of the ship with Chris Holmes.
All of us.
All of us.
He's not mean. He's happy.
He is. He's not a mean man.
He's not a mean man anymore.
Very friendly.
Yeah. Never Enough from LA Guns. I can never get enough of this song. I love these guys. Another great album front to back. Nobody Rides for Free, Dirty Looks. Great bluesy rock groove to this one. I haven't listened to this album in a long time. I almost kind of forgot about it. I'm sorry, BC. I'm sorry. I'll get into it. And that's what I mean. It's great to do this and get back into something that I haven't listened to in a while. Great song. And then Poison Ivy from Faster Pussycat. This is probably one of their most popular songs. And everybody, if you're a Faster Pussycat, you know the song. A Faster Pussycat fan, you know the song. Yeah, righty. As much as I love to bust your balls, I can't.
Can't believe you didn't pick House of Pain, though.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's not a ballad episode.
Where were you?
I don't hate that song.
Go? That is a good song.
All right, Sonny, let's go. Get it over with.
All right, so let's start with Macaulay Schenker. This is really the only Michael Schenker involved stuff I can tolerate. Robin McCauley has to be involved, otherwise I'm out. And even with Robin involved, that Save Yourself, Perfect Timing, MSG record, I could maybe come up with 10 good songs total. Like, those records aren't exactly perfect. But I will tell you, anytime, do that chord. Anytime. Like, it is, you will be humming that. You listen to this song, humming it all day. There is something about that chorus that they nailed it. So I really like that song.
Especially when Lady Gaga does it with Poker Face.
Firewoman, The Cult. I definitely like The Cult because to me they were like the 80s, 90s version of the Doors, and I'm a big Doors fan. The groove of the song's outstanding. Ian sounds awesome. There's a lot of The Cult that I really, really like. Whitesnake. I love this song. I know a lot of people have hate for Slip of the Tongue, but I'll tell you, like, Slide It In, 87 records, Slip of the Tongue, dude, it don't get much better than that. And you got Steve Vai wailing all over this song, ton of earworms. And I'm sorry, Skin Tight Dresses with your G-string tuned to A is fucking lyrical gold. So that song is a winner. Mean Man. Man, I'm going to go down in history as the guy. So we were just sitting there. We're chilling. And the guys didn't notice that Chris Holmes was walking by. So I'm like, oh, Chris Holmes. I guess his wife heard me. So she turns around. She goes, you want a picture? I'm like, no, I'm good. And then BC felt bad. So BC and Boo Boo got him and took a picture with him.
Oh, my God. That's funny.
There are so many WAP songs that have great vocal melodies and great choruses. This is one of them. Why the band wasn't bigger probably has to do with Blackie being kind of an ass, maybe. But I really enjoyed that song. Never Enough, LA Guns. Cocked and Loaded album. Desert Island album for me. After this album, LA Guns goes down pretty fast. I'm looking forward to seeing them on Mork, because the last time I saw LA Guns, 1990 at the Stone, Fan Appreciation Night, 39 cents to get in.
Really?
Yeah. Damn. And it was an awesome show. And that's the last time I saw him. So the only thing I got to compare it to is 35 years ago.
No shit.
Yeah. Wow. So I don't know how that's going to go. So then Dirty Looks. I'm like, this goddamn Rat song. Do I gotta fucking listen to this Rat song? Then I hear it and I'm like, oh my God, this is 10 times worse than the Rat song. This is unbelievable shit. How do you guys listen to Dirty Looks? I do not understand.
How do you not?
It's complete shit. Complete shit. And then talking about complete shit, I get it. Faster Pussycat's going through a lot of shit right now, and that sucks. But I have no mercy, because Ass Pollution sucks. I have no love for this fucking band. I've not liked anything they have ever done, ever. They could be wiped off the map of musical history, and I wouldn't give two shits. But I feel bad that they're going through shit right now, but I have no mercy, so I don't care.
All right, BC, bring us back to reality here. Although he did like 5 out of 7, so that's good for him on a list for me.
That's good for Pooni. All right, first thing I'm going to say about these 7 songs is, like, you cannot get sick of these songs. I don't know, at least I can.
Yeah, you can.
Anytime, I mean, this song was big back in the day. Fucking Hair Nation plays this song all the time. You know what? I always let it play. Can't get sick of it. The Cult, Firewoman. Love The Cult. Again, I kind of like Dylan. I want to listen to more Cult, and I keep forgetting. But that was a big hit. Kitten's Got Claws, Whitesnake. Tommy Aldridge, to me, just fucking keeps this song, this album going. Very strong player in my book. Mean Man, Wasp. Chris Holmes. He's not mean no more. He gave up drinking, so he's happy now. We'll see him in a few days, and that's a great song. Never Enough, LA Guns. So catchy. I mean, the guitar in this, just the groove. No matter how many times it comes on, you do not turn the knob on us. Nobody Rides for Free, Dirty Looks. Come on, it's Dirty Looks. These first 2 albums are off the scale. And Faster Pussycat, Poison Ivy, very catchy tune. Again, you don't skip these songs because they're so catchy. You just find yourself singing along with them. But yeah, very, very good list.
All right. Final list is for BB.
Yo! Alrighty, let's go all the way back to 1993.
Holy shit.
Very late in December. Let me see. How did I do this list? Complete, not even an ounce of thought behind this. Just picking deep tracks from deep bands and keeping Mr. Pooni happy, because I know he had to come on here and listen to complete shit and Ass Pollution in Jen's list.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
excuse me.
I mean, happy birthday.
F you.
So the first song is Dangerous Games from the band Bad Moon Rising off their Blood album in, of course, 1993. Doug Aldridge is the lead guitarist in this band, and the lead singer is Lions Cal Swan. Great song, big melodic hooks in this one. Chorus and the band harmonies are great. And of course, when Doug's playing, his guitar work is going to kick ass. Song number 2 I picked is Lost Child from Shotgun Sympathy off their self-titled album. These guys are from Jersey. Very easy on the ears with the vocals. There's layered keyboards under the guitars, which I absolutely love. More big harmonies at the chorus. Another killer solo. Great song. Song number 3, Mr. Compromise from Fear Not, and another self-titled album. These guys are from LA. I think they just got a little bit too late of a start in the 90s. Their sound is great. More big riffs of the guitar. Great vocals. Drums are awesome in this one. Song number 4 for Mr. Pooni, Mysterious from Talisman off their Genesis album. Melodies for days with these guys. More kick-ass hooks in there. And the fucking guitar work is just fucking sick bananas. Song number 5 is Number 7 from Sergeant Fury off the Little Fish album. Fast rocker. It's almost like they're a little bit of a Y&T and a Night Ranger sound. The drums in this are killer. The outro solo's great. Song number 6, The Last Time from Brother Kane, also self-titled. I think BC brought these guys to the table a couple months ago. They just have a great sound. They're like more of a grindage Black Crowes. Killer guitar work, a little slide guitar in there, a southern rock solo, just a really, really good southern rocking song. And song number 7, Two Hearts Together from Takara off their Eternal Faith album. Another pick for Mr. Pooni, since you had to listen to complete shit today. And since he picked 2 songs that didn't fit in the genre of what we did, I kind of felt bad, so I thought it would, throw a couple bones his way. But another Jeff Scott Soto lead vocal song. Once again, the guitar working is great. Big drum sound. Great guitar work. And then after I started doing my notes, I'm like, holy fuck, all these songs sound the fucking same. All right, Dylan, since you probably didn't hear any of these songs ever.
I have not.
You might as well give it to me.
I just want to say I admire your restraint, because I'm looking at the albums that came out in 1993, and you really could have screwed over my dad. In Utero from Nirvana.
Oh, yeah.
Siamese Dream from Smashing
The
Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins. Oh, yeah.
Enter the Wu-Tang from Wu-Tang Clan. Cypress Hill's Black Sunday. Doggy Style from Snoop Dogg. The Cranberries' debut album. Everybody else is doing it, so why can't we?
I figured I had to be in a cabin with him all week.
Yeah,
I didn't want to go on a sour note.
You're paying it forward. You're paying it forward.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So Dangerous Game, heavy right out of the gate, and I definitely needed that right after Slow Close, because that was kind of a mid-tempo song.
True.
And on the playlist, that was right after that, so I appreciated that. I also love the Batman reference in there, the Dancing with the Devil in the Pale Moonlight.
Pale Moonlight.
So I was hooked in right from there. Lost Child, a little bit of a kind of a generic rock song, but I still enjoyed it. There wasn't like anything special to it, but I liked it. Mr. Compromise, once like the weird time signature, like at the beginning, makes way, I love like the verses. It's a very cool song. It just kind of threw me off a bit at the beginning, but then I got into it. Mysterious, I love the stop and start riff during the awesome solo. That part kicks ass. Really great song, real heavy. Number 7, pretty solid rocker. Nothing mind-blowing, but I still liked it. The Last Time, that was the one that I thought sounded very Tesla. Like it had a Tesla feel to me, but I enjoyed it. And then Two Hearts Together. If I was telling my dad earlier, like if you had asked me, tell me when this song came out, I would have said the 80s. It sounds so 80s. It doesn't sound like it came from 93. I like the keys in the background. I just wish the production was a little better on the song. I think that the production was didn't live up to the song's potential. But I enjoyed your list. I thought it was good.
Okay.
Especially for a list that I had no idea any of these songs.
All right, so someone else who never had any idea of any of these songs, Jen.
Yeah. Boy, was I disappointed.
Disappointed.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, great. BB 1993. I turned 16. I was driving my car. I can't wait to hear some songs that, I would have listened to. Yeah,
these are songs you should have been listening to in 1993, Jen.
Well, they were not on my radio.
Oh, my God. Terrible.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And my car definitely did not have a CD player. It did have a cassette player in it. Actually, I don't think I had a car when I was 16. So who am I kidding? It was my parents' car.
She had her
Yeah.
dad's 8-track player in the car.
Yeah.
Jen was
probably
listening
did.
to Insane in the Brain by Cypress Hill.
100%, Dylan,
Insane
I
in
was.
the membrane.
Insane
in the brain.
Okay, anyway, I 100% was. Dangerous Game. I like the song. I really like the guitar solo. I thought it was pretty good. Lost Child. It was okay. It wasn't bad. Mr. Compromise. Good song. I liked it. Mysterious. I like the song. I like Jeff Scott Soto, so this was a good one. Number 7.
Wait, you know a Jeff Scott Soto?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
After I started
Props to
listening
you.
it, I was like, oh, that's Jeff Scott.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. Number 7, I had to look them up because I thought it was a good song, and I'm like, well, let's just do some more digging. I like that they're from Germany. I'm from Germany. No, my family's from Germany. I'm German, so okay. I figure there's a little. I don't know. I guess I like them then. The last time, what does it say right here? Read.
Kind of reminds me of Tesla.
That's exactly what Dylan said.
Good, I'm glad.
It kind of reminds me of Tesla. I like the song. And Two Hearts Together, I wouldn't skip it. I like that one too. So for not hearing any of these songs, I don't have anything.
There you go.
really
I
bad to
expanded
say.
your library of music there,
I
Jen.
did.
That's all I'm here for.
Yeah.
That's all I'm here for.
Nothing to hate on.
Okay. All right, Mr. Chapman.
All right, BB. Bad Moon Rising. Love these guys. I've been listening to these guys for a while. How can you go wrong, Doug and Kai? Excellent pick. Shotgun Symphony, Lost Child. I never heard about this. I never heard this until now.
Okay.
Totally love it. Fear Not, Mr. Compromise. Another one. Totally loving this song. I'm like, damn. Talisman, I've heard these guys before. They're so-so. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. Talisman is great.
They're meh.
They're meh.
They're brutal.
But again, I'm like, damn, I'm loving this set here. And for a split second, I thought it'd be Sonny's list. For a split second, I saw some names in there. And I said, there's no way Sonny would pick Bad Moon Rising. I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Sergeant Fury, never heard these guys again. Number 7, really, very 80s. I liked it. Of course, Brother Kane. I always, bring these guys to the table. Yep. Just such a great sound. And I'm drawing a blank now. The bass player from Jacko was in this band.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe he played guitar in this band.
Damn.
And then Takar. That's another band I heard very frequently, but never. And I just love it. Love it. I mean, these 7 songs are my favorite 7 of this whole list.
Wow.
See, Jen, did you hear that?
I didn't say it was my worst list. So take that little snarky remark back.
Whoa!
Yeah.
All right,
You can get the F out of here.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Pooni, did you have any love for these 7 songs, sir?
BB, I want to start by saying I love you.
Oh.
Good, because we will be in the same cabin for a week.
That's right, and there's going to be a lot of loving going on.
Yeah. Will we be playing any of these songs, sir?
Are these songs making
maybe
the
2?
sexy time
Maybe
list?
2.
I was going to say,
two.
is there a
Maybe
sexy
2.
time list with BB?
Oh yeah. All right. So Bad Moon Rising. I have liked Bad Moon Rising when it comes to the music. My problem has always been Swan. Like if they had Ray Gillen singing this song, it would be fucking outstanding. Right? I just don't like Swan's voice. So that's what's always kind of turned me meh on Bad Moon Rising. It's not bad, but I just never go to it. I had never heard of Shotgun Symphony, and the band's name doesn't give it much hope either. The music was okay. The singer starts singing. I'm like, oh, he can sing. And then the verses were so good. I'm like, all right, here we go. That chorus was fucking brutal. Right? So the chorus came. I'm like, oh, come on. Guys, what are you doing? Fear Not. So I had heard of this band, but for the folks that were around in 93 listening to this kind of stuff, and I'm 24 at this point, right? So I've just met Nicole. She absolutely hates me. A year later, we're in a relationship. But this band was the dictionary definition of melodic hard rock bands just struggling to stay like somewhat relevant. So they're trying to heavy up the music a little bit. They're trying to change it up a little. They don't want to quite be grunge, but they don't want to be connected to the 80s either. So they're kind of stuck in the middle. Overall, I like it, but the band probably sold like 11 copies of this album. Right? That's just how it is. Mysterious Talisman, one of my favorite Talisman songs of all time. Absolute winner. Song has a ton of groove. Dude, I can give you 50 Talisman songs you will absolutely love. The band is great. Sergeant Fury, never heard of them. Music started. I'm like, oh, that's not bad. Vocalist comes in. I'm like, oh, it's not bad. Verses were fine. The song was kind of meh to me, but it wasn't a bad listen. Brother Kane have always felt a little Black Rose to me. Not sure why they weren't more popular. A lot of the Brother Kane stuff I like, so I really enjoyed that song. And then I'm like, did Bieber go with 2 Jeff Scott Soto songs? Like, did he realize Takara was a Jeff Scott Soto song? And I'm like, there's no way he can't realize it. You hear Jeff immediately, right? So I'm like, all right, well, I love that song too. The Takara thing, they didn't have a singer, so Jeff did it as a favor, and they had to get the album out. That's why the production sounds like shit, because they had no money and they had no singer. But the record company's like, you got to put this shit out because we're done with you. And it was dead on arrival when it got out. So, but anyway, that song was awesome. So I would say mostly there were good songs. There was nothing that was super brutal except for that goddamn chorus in the Shotgun Symphony song. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Bad Moon Rising. Or if Doug would have ever even connected with Ray Gillen, dude, that band would have been fucking awesome.
True. All right, Mr. Wright.
Okay.
We saved the worst for last, but here we go.
All right, now number 1. Our cabin on Monsters of Rock Cruise is going to be me, BB, and Sonny. So, number 1, BB, you don't need to kiss his ass picking Jeff Scott Soto stuff because he's a sure thing for you.
Oh, okay.
In the cabin.
He's easy.
All right?
He's easy like Sunday morning.
And he has the Sexy Time playlist for Nicole.
Right.
And he has the Vegas playlist for you because he'll hit the jackpot.
Yeah!
All right? So, anyway, Bad Moon Rising. I forgot that this was Doug Ulrich.
Great.
I think it's freaking fantastic. I don't mind the vocals at all. Sonny's weird when it comes to vocals, by the way, for liking and not liking. Killer Song, the chorus is freaking fantastic. Shotgun Symphony, these guys I never heard before either. Lost Child, I think the riff is great in it. I love the keyboards in it. I think it gives it kind of fills it out. Fear Not, I never even heard of these guys. Mr. Compromise, there's some really good grindage in there that I thought was cool. Talisman, Mysterious. Sonny, when JSS did these songs, did he play this song when they did the Talisman stuff?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, because I'm like I know this song and I know I've seen it live, and I just wasn't sure if it was from that it was from the not from the pre-party though, for the show in the theater.
That's right. When he does the Talisman, like
Medley.
He does the
medley
snippets of the songs.
Right. Okay.
Medley. Yeah, this is one of the songs.
Okay. I knew I've seen this. I'm like I know I've seen this one live, but I just couldn't remember if it was the pre-show but he did more of the talent. He did the other stuff with Eric at the pre-party. Sergeant Fury. Never heard of these guys either. Number 7. You should have this as your 7th song. Oh. But I liked it. I thought it was cool. I never heard of these guys either. Jen says they're from Germany. She must love Accept too. Brother Kane, The Last Time. I think this is good. Damon Johnson, I think the Brother Kane stuff is really good. Takara and another Jeff Scott Soto vocal. Didn't they just play a show or something like that? And was Todd Kearns playing with them? Did I see that?
I doubt that.
No, I don't. I'm gonna have to look up Todd's thing because I could have swore it was Takara.
That'd be surprising. You sure it wasn't Took?
I don't know. I thought it was.
Because Took is his band. Takara, he wouldn't even know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm probably mistaken, but I could have swore I saw that, and I didn't think it was Took. So I don't know. It might have been Slash. I might have seen Tokyo or some goddamn thing. I don't know. Anyway, but I like it though. I thought it was cool. Yeah, and like this was a band that I've heard the name, and I'm like, but like they were never got anywhere or did anything, and but I thought it was cool too. But so now BB, so for your methodology, you were not checking out any of this shit when you were 21.
No.
Okay.
No.
I didn't think so. I'm like, there's no fucking way. BB's listening.
I didn't
to
realize
fucking
we
Bad
were
Moon
supposed
Rising.
we were supposed to actually put what we were listening to when we were 21.
No, I don't think there was any like.
There wasn't.
mandate
There
for
wasn't.
anything
but
like
I
that.
figure
Oh no.
people would put shit that they.
No,
were
this is a good
checking
listen
out,
when I
checking
should
out
have
there.
what I should have been listening to when I was 21.
See, if you can go
That's a good
back
way to
in,
put
the
it.
time machine would be working good for him.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Did everybody go on yours?
Yes, sir.
All right. So there's our lists for the songs for the years we turned 21. So we go from 1989 all the way back to 2015. So there's quite a span there, and I think it's interesting too that Dylan's on this episode and he has songs from then, and Jen's daughter is a classmate of Dylan's. I think it's kind of cool how that kind of crosses like that. But it was a fun episode. We'll go around and we'll get up on out of here. Dylan.
Yeah, I thought that for the most part, apparently I was having a better time with the playlist than everybody else was, thanks to my songs, I guess. But I enjoyed most of the songs. I'll start with Jen. Jen, my favorite from yours absolutely was Intergalactic. Love Beastie Boys. My least favorite was We Like to Party because of the Vietnam flashbacks I get thinking about the Six Flags old man. Dad, my favorite from yours definitely Poison Ivy. Jaunty Piano, come on. And the worst, if you had to guess, what would you say?
Oh, the Whitesnake.
Yeah, it was Kitten's Got Claws. Sonny, best Forget Me Not. I love that. I loved that Danger Zone feel to it. And then the worst, I wasn't vibing with the Hall & Oates. So close. BB, your best Mysterious. Loved that solo part. Fantastic. And then for the worst, because I did enjoy your list. I put Two Hearts together because of the production. I felt that the production could have been better. And then BC, my best Down the Line. I love that Southern Fried Rock from Tangier. And then the worst was definitely Jesus Saves. I found out I'm not a Sabotage fan, unfortunately. But you can listen to all of these songs on the Spotify playlist of the week in the show notes. And happy birthday, Jen. Hope you enjoyed the episode. And yeah, great job, everybody, for the most part.
All right, BB.
Yeah, this is fun when we all get together, and there's more than just the four of us we can pick on between Jen and Sonny, and thank you two for coming on. You guys are busy doing other shit, and we appreciate you guys coming on here. Happy birthday, Jen. Yeah, really, everybody had a really good list. I listening to a lot of stuff out of format was kind of cool because it's stuff you're not really you're used to listening to, but a lot of it wasn't that bad. Jen, let's think. My favorite from your list would be the Gus Spec whatever, and you already know what my worst one is. In history. Righty. I'll go Mean Man from Was is my favorite. Probably my least favorite, just for the tired factor, would be the Occult Fire Woman. BC. Probably my favorite from you would be Wings from Taiketo. And then probably my least favorite would be Jesus Saves from Sabotage. Dylan. I had to pick something.
He's right. You're right.
Thank you, Dylan. Now I forgot where I was. Dylan, did I do yours?
You did not do mine yet.
My favorite for you, of course, is the Foo Fighters, Save Your Breath. And probably my least favorite, and it's really not, maybe because it was more like reading. It was almost like Dave Mustaine reading a nighttime book, The Legend of Chavo Guerrero.
Chavo Guerrero.
Off the top rope.
Coming off the top rope.
And then Sonny's list, probably my favorite was easily Forget Me Not from Bad English. And then my worst would be the Hall & Oates. I'm not sensitive. I'm not a sensitive guy this week. But yeah, everybody had a really good list. Like I said, there's not many clunkers on this one. I don't know why everybody's shitting on it.
Just a bunch of negative Steves lately.
What? Cranky old man.
Yeah. Old man yells at cloud.
Yeah.
All right, Sonny.
All right, so I must be a cranky old man because there was 35 songs I didn't pick, and 17 of them I would never listen to again.
Wow.
Okay, so I must be a cranky old man. For me, on Dylan's list, The Weeknd was my favorite. and the foo is poo. On BC's list, my favorite was a Skid Row song. And, dude, that Sabotage song is one of the worst songs in music history. On Jen's list, Dracula was my favorite. And I don't like Beastie Boys. On Wrighty's list, I would say, God, I think I'm going to have to go with Kitten Got Claws as my favorite. And then, Ass Pollution Can Take a Hike. And then on BB's list, Mysterious was my favorite. And I would say the Shotgun Symphony song was my least favorite. I always enjoy doing this. Righty said something about I got a weird thing with vocalists. The vocalist has to hit me right. I mean, I'm a Prince, Sam Cooke, Steve Perry, those kind of voices I absolutely love. Daryl Hall. So I cannot handle Udo or Piercy. Oh my God, it just gets in my ears and it just absolutely kills me. So anybody who is even close to Udo and Piercy, I just immediately shut it off. I can't even get through the song. So it just, I don't know. I've always liked, the vocalist has always been kind of the core piece for me, I guess, in music, which I know BC's kind of like music's, the thing that drives him. For me, a lot of the times it's the vocalist. So, but I did enjoy what we did today.
All right. BC.
All right. Happy birthday, Jen.
Thanks.
Sonny, always awesome having you on. And this is always fun. And I found some new music, which is always a plus. As far as people's picks, I don't know. I'm going to go with probably Closing Time I like that song. It's catchy. If I had to pick one that sucked, it would be that We Like to Party song.
Because you don't like to party.
The Vagina Boys.
Party.
I've seen BC party. You ain't partying to that.
Ain't party to that. No thanks. Steve's list. Mean Man. Love that song. If I had to pick a crappy one out there, I don't know. I don't think there is one.
Wow.
You're not wrong.
I'll be honest. I like all the songs.
That's because they're all fucking hits. Pick one. Pick the shittiest
Oh,
hit.
Mean Man's a hit?
Mean Man's not a hit.
The
Dylan.
ones that are left.
Dylan, one of my favorite off Dylan's Foo Fighters. I mean, just love the way that rocks. And probably the weakest one on there for me, and there's a few, but I'm going to go with that Halsey song. That did not do nothing for me.
Halsey.
Halsey.
If you're going to insult her, say her name right.
gotta say it right.
He doesn't care enough to pronounce it correctly.
Sonny's list. I love Y&T. That 10 albums, phenomenal. Crappiest one on that? Maybe the Close to You, I guess. Just because it's radio-ish. BB. I don't know where even... Bad Moon Rises. I just love Bad Moon Rising, so I'm going to go with that. It's my favorite. Least favorite on that? Again, like Steve, there's not a really one that I would say that was terrible. And my list of crappiest was Jesus Saves Better.
Yeah.
I'm glad you can accept that.
Well, for my birthday this year, we're going to do
Sabotage.
Zach Stevens Sabotage now.
Oh, Jesus, God, no.
Oh, he's much better than John Oliva.
I don't know about that.
What?
What?
That's it.
Birthday girl.
All right, thanks.
I
for
saved
letting
you
me
for
have
second
a,
last.
Birthday episode. I know you just love having me come and give my shit songs.
Oh.
It's a good time. I only picked my top 5 songs. So I have Living on a Chain Gang, The Wolf, Never Enough, Jealous Again, and Dangerous Game. Thank you guys for having me. Have so much fun on your cruise. I hope you guys have a blast. Don't fall over, get thrown off, or jump in.
Can't guarantee
That's all I
that.
got.
Yeah, can't guarantee you that
All
out.
right.
Can't guarantee that.
All right. Yeah. Jen, happy birthday. We love you.
Thanks.
Sonny, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it because I know we're all kind of, mentally and physically gearing up for Monsters of Rock Cruise, and I appreciate you coming on for the week that we're getting ready to go. And can't wait to hang with you. It's always a blast. The ball busting is absolutely fucking relentless on this cruise, and this year I think is going to be no exception. Even though we're missing some of the pieces of the puzzle this year, which is kind of sad, but we'll make it. But it's gonna be a blast, and I think this is fun doing these ones. And I don't mind when there's shit on here because it's it sucks when everybody likes everything. You can't like everything. So from Jenn's the worst Jay-Z thing for sure. That fucking sucks ass.
Can I get it?
Godsmack, my favorite, for sure. I didn't mind Godsmack or Dragula. I think are kind of tied for my favorites on your list. Dylan's list. Let's see. I'm gonna say my favorite one's Muse, the Psycho one. I think that's cool. And the Weeknd, Can't Feel My Face is just not good. Sorry, no, not sorry. Sonny, from his list, the Maxi Priest one, Close to You. It's terrible. I don't even know what that is. And my favorite from there, I'm gonna say the Alias one, Haunted Heart, because I never heard it before, and I was so glad to hear a more of a rocking song from those guys rather than the ballad that they're just between you and me, right? I think that's what that is. Although Lucy friggin' rips too. For BB, Bad Moon Rising is friggin' absolutely killer. I'm not in the Sonny boat. I don't mind the. I'm gonna tie that one with the Talisman Mysterious, and I honestly, I hate to say this too. I don't have anything that I didn't like on BB's list. There was nothing that I didn't dislike. BC, let's see. I'm gonna go favorite song Tangier down the line. I think it's great. Every time I hear those guys, I'm like, I need to listen to them albums again, or the Skid Row song. I'm gonna say the least is probably Taiketo. I still like it, but I want a little more rockin'. It's a little right. It's a little. But I don't hate it. It's very borderline.
You could have picked the Sabotage song, BC.
I like that. I like that song. The only thing I don't like about that is the shit in the beginning, the talking. I always hated that. And I think it's. I think Dylan said it. I wish it was a separate track.
Just in my life, I'll never get back.
An interlude track.
Here, I'll give you a quarter
instead of just part of the song.
God bless. God bless.
For a guy that I hate intros, and that would be what I would be bitching about, but I would be glad that it wasn't the song.
Yeah.
So, but always fun doing these. I can't wait to hang out with these guys, Monsters of Rock Cruise, and we actually have a cruise coming up in September where it's going to be myself and my wife, BB and his wife, BC and his wife. Jen and John will be on there. Yes. Sonny and Nicole will be on there, and I think that Steven may have too much FOMO. I think he's going to find a way to get on that ship, I think. Oh, yeah. So we'll see. I can't wait to hang with you guys this week. And Jen, happy birthday.
Thanks.
I think this will be coming out a couple days before your birthday, if I'm not mistaken. But, and like I said, by the time you guys hear this, we'll have been on Monsters of Rock Cruise and back, and you'll have heard the wrap-up show that we're going to do in conjunction with Grown Up Rock as well. And Sonny, once again, congratulations to you guys on episode 400, Growing Up Rock. It's awesome, and it's weird because like I don't talk to Sonny and or Steven about what we're doing on our podcast. They don't talk to me about what we're doing unless we have each other on the show. And it just so happened that their 400th episode and our 400th episode came out on the same week. And their podcast is, Sonny, if tell me if I'm wrong, you guys are kind of like us. Like it was the numbered 400 episode, but like not because we've had a bunch of special episodes and stuff like that, and you guys have too, right?
Yeah, we might be at like 450. We might be in that range.
Yeah, we're not quite that high. We're probably around 420 or so, or 25. But congratulations to you and Steven once again. it's crazy, and we are totally opposite of you guys. We're together when we record. If you guys were together, someone would be murdered for sure. But we are going to record on the Monsters of Rock cruise, and so we will be together for that. So it is fun to watch Steven and Sonny go at each other live rather than
Face
just
to
hear it
face.
weekly. So guys, thank you for tuning in with us once again. Jen, happy birthday! We love you. You're our podcasting sister, and like the fifth Beatles, I guess you could say. But happy birthday, love you, and everybody out there, thank you for listening. If you're a new listener, welcome. If you're a vintage listener, welcome back. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other. We will see you next time, and there definitely will be a next time.